Hello. What's up tonight, everyone? Welcome. Fine Tuesday to you all. Good to see you. Good to see ya. What is up, Bettymon, MTGA Kid, Mezzlebubble666, Louis Saldazac, of course. I don't take naps. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. I'm doing well, Bear Snake. How are you tonight? Helios this dog. Welcome. Maxite, Aracalypse, Gallagher, Tev, Walrus, Bear Snake, Neuroplastique, King of Diamonds, Death from MOBA. How is everyone tonight? How has everyone been enjoying Double Masters? We are almost to the end. Almost to the very end of Double Master spoiler season. It is almost here. I don't know. Ooh, happy birthday, Squelchino. Oh my goodness, I butchered your name. On your birthday, no less, but happy birthday to you. Welcome. So how is everyone doing tonight? Hopefully everyone is ready for some Modern. I feel like we haven't played enough Modern, and a lot of people said, I think Craggenwick Cremator, it's one of the worst rares. One of the worst rares from Double Masters. And while I agree that it's one of the rares you probably want to open least from Double Masters, it can actually do really sweet things. Like 16 people and win the game basically by itself with the help of Impervious Greatwurm. So we are cremating. We are cremating tonight. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. We played a deck like this a couple years ago, a long time ago, and as soon as Craggenwick Cremator was spoiled, I was like, all right, we're gonna have to try to do something like that again. Modern's in a great spot right now. Yeah, I think Modern is in a pretty good spot right now. I would agree. Hey, thank you for the cheer, Jude the Broccoli. How are you? Welcome. I find it very kind that you're trying to improve the price of Cremator by featuring in the deck. Oh, great! No matter what we do with Cremator, it's gonna be a bulk rare. That is all already set in stone. It was a crappy rare. Yeah, I didn't really play competitive standard during this time. I would imagine that it didn't really see play, and then it didn't see play for like the first 5 years of Modern, and then all of a sudden, I think it was an infamous small Japanese tournament deck that someone like brewed, and we played a little bit, and I think it's worth it. What's with the troll tweet at PK? It's all in good fun. Actually, it's really YouTube's fault. It's really YouTube's fault that I even thought of that tweet. I said something in the video. We were talking about Ravenous Trap in today's spoiler video, and I said, it was printed as an uncommon in a $4 pack, and now it's at rare at a $15 pack. And that $4 pack, it also had fetch lands, but that's a topic for someone else. I'll let Vince cover that. And someone said, well, the problem with letting Vince cover it is his beard isn't good enough, and Wizards won't listen to him. And that made it click, and I was like, I should probably tweet something like that. The beard war, it's died down a little bit lately, but it's not over yet. How can I go on a rant about Ravenous Trap? Oh, yeah, Ravenous Trap, definitely not great. Okay, what was the tweet? Oh, the tweet was just, I think if Vince had a better beard, Fetchlands probably would have been reprinted by now. Which, I mean, if the YouTube hypothesis is true. Anyway, yeah, so Double Masters, we look at it real quick, and then we'll talk about this deck. Start cremating fools in the Modern format. The set is... It's got a ton of really good cards. That's the good news. Sprayberry Dylan, Karos, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. So there's a ton of really good stuff. There's also a lot of bulk stuff. I think my biggest takeaway, we're like 80% or something through spoiler season now. Biggest takeaway, it's going to be high variance. It's going to be one of those sets where if you open a single pack, it's going to be super boom or bust. There's going to be insane packs. There's going to be insanely bad packs. I think the EV is going to be good overall, but that doesn't really help you if you're just opening a pack. So I'm thinking it's going to be a really high variance set, where if you open a ton of it, you're going to probably come out ahead value-wise, but any given pack, or even any given box, if you run bad, get your, I don't know, double Geth as your mythic or something, could be a dud. So, Zyre, welcome to the Fishbowl. Good to see you. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Yeah, some of the box topper art is spectacular. The swords are really good as well. Yeah, Sword of Feast and Famine is good. I really like like sort of fire and ice. The Stone Forge with the swords looks really sweet. I don't know about Batterskull. Batterskull box topper looked a little bit weird to me, but anyway, let's do our reminders, talk about what we're doing, jump into some magic, start trying to cremate people. How is the sword art so good when things like Avacyn? I liked Avacyn. I thought Avacyn looked very angelic. I don't know. I didn't think Avacyn was that bad. Karn looks weird. It's kind of funny, I guess, if it's got anything going for its humor. But anyway, Replay YouTube, that's where you'd find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube, it is still spoiler season. We are still doing daily spoiler videos. So keep it out for that. Tonight, there is some Crim action playing Pioneer. Tomorrow for Against Odds. Hey, what's up, Bloodstasis? Tomorrow for Against Odds, we're going to Modern to try to revel in riches, people. We had some standard budget Magic last night, so keep an eye out for all that. Yoshed, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Did you ever see the Shark Steel deck in Legacy? I don't think I've ever seen it, although, yeah, Crim still likes Pioneer. Although, I can imagine what it's doing, but it sounds interesting. That would be kind of fun. Otherwise, our sponsor tonight is Card Kingdom. And if you need some Magic cards, maybe some Double Masters cards, you get them over at cardkingdom.com. Even get a free Scoop Soldier sticker. Just let them know you want one in your order notes and they'll hook you up. So thanks so much to Card Kingdom for supporting the stream. Otherwise, yeah, I really like the Avacyn art too. Otherwise, merch page, token t-shirts, playback, good way to support the stream and the channel and the site. Donations, always appreciated, never required. $2 or more gets your message read on stream. And finally, the Discord is new and improved, so check it out if you're interested. Cremator getting printed, so Seth wanted to show its playability. Yeah, that was the main reason. Also, I think the deck is sweet. Like, there are some new additions. It's been, what, a couple years, I think, since we've played this deck. Whoa! DTH Gift coming in with a bunch of gift subs to Mr. Grimo, Moonrender, MTG, A-Kid, CF Pain, and Token Black Kid. Welcome y'all to the Fishbowl, and thank you to DTH Gift for the gift subs. Thank you for your subscriptions. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what we're doing tonight, the main reason I wanted to play this deck is Craggenwick Cremator was spoiled in Double Masters, and I had people saying they thought it was the worst card in the entire set, the worst rare in the set. And Craggenwick Cremator, I think, is actually pretty sweet, or it can be pretty sweet. So tonight, we are revisiting a deck from a few years ago, built all around Craggenwick Cremator. The entire idea of this deck is to get people in Craggenwick Cremator. So if you're not familiar with Cremator, basically, when it comes into play, you discard a card at random. If it's a creature, you deal damage equal to its power to target player or planeswalker. So what we're trying to do with this deck is chip in for a little bit of damage, maybe with a Strangleroot, guys, maybe with a Steel Leaf damage champion, and set up a situation where we play Craggenwick Cremator with Impervious Greatwurm. Buy a box promo from, what, Guild of Ravnica, one of those? Buy a box promo All-Star, Impervious Greatwurm, which happens to be a 16/16. So we play Cremator, we hopefully discard Impervious Greatwurm, 16 our opponent. 4 mana, you get a 5/4, and you get 16 damage, which is absolutely absurd. Hey, what's up, baby? You know, more gift subs coming in from Louis DM to Recalls, there's Zappos, Mudwag, Technu, and Sinip. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. So many subs already tonight. Thank you so much. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's the main goal of the deck. To actually make this happen, Fauna Shaman can find our Great Worm. We want to kind of empty our hand. Ideally, Impervious Great Worm will be the only card in our hand when we Cremator. That would be optimal. Then we have a 100% chance of getting 16 damage. If we got multiple cards, we can spin it to win it and hope. So Mana Dorks help us empty our hand, ramp us into things like Steel Leaf Champion. We got a Nullified Ferox because it's big. We have a Questing Beast because it's hasty. Bone Crusher gives us a creature that can also deal damage. 1 Magus to the Moon. Eldritch Evolution can find our Cremator, Saki something like Strangleroot Geist, and that's basically the idea of the deck. We're trying to manipulate our hand to a point where we 16 our opponent with Craggenwick Cremator. Otherwise, sideboard, ton of one-ofs, lots of creatures so we can find them with our Eldritch Evolution, Eidolon for Storm, for example, Blood Moons, Boils for lands, Life Gain and Obstinate Baloth, Rexage for artifacts, some Graveyard Hate, Cavern for counterspell, same with Veil of Summer. So that's the deck. That is the plan. Trying to cremate people. Why not play Summoner's Pact? So Summoner's Pact, the kind of the downside is it doesn't find Craggenwick Cremator. So Fauna Shaman can find Cremator or it can find Impervious Greatwurm. Summoner's Pact only hits green creatures, so it only gets half the combo. I think, oh no, I can't think of the name of it. What is the M21 reprint? Fierce Empath. I'm actually kind of curious and interested in Fierce Empath. I don't know if it's worth it or not. So Fierce Empath, the problem is all it gets is stuff that's CMC 6 or greater. So all I can get is Impervious Greatwurm. But it does seem like a good way to find Greatwurm. So that could be worth considering in the future. Wild Pear. What does Wild Pear do? We're gonna try to chug some worms. That is the goal. Wild Pear. You get something of the same combined power and toughness. I don't know, does Wild Pear do anything in our deck? Wild Pear, when a creature enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, you search your library for a creature with the same total power and toughness. So if you cast a Strangle Root, yeah, that's too much thinking. Wild Pear is sweet, but I think it would take a lot of mathing out our converted mana cost to actually make it work. Right now, I don't know if it does actually really anything. I guess Steel Leaf could get Craggenwick Cremator, which is kind of cool. But that is let's just try it like this for now. Let's try the original build, and we can always switch it up. The randomness makes it work. The randomness is something you got to build around. That does definitely make it hard. I mean, it would be. How good do you think it would be if it wasn't random? I think if Craggenwick Cremator wasn't random, it might just be like legitimate top tier modern card. That'd be broken, right? Like if you could just choose your Emrakul in hand and discard the Emrakul every time, or choose your Wurb, like doesn't it seem like that would be pretty broken? I think it might be too good, honestly, as weird as that sounds. Hey, what's up, Billy? How are you? Fierce Empath would work if there was a... Yeah, that would be a possibility. Adding, like, Combustible Gearhulk or a 6-drop, like... Inferno Titan, even. Oops. Wait, that's not the chat. Chat is on arena mode. 1 second. Stream mode. We need to get into stream mode. Stream mode must be achieved. You go there. Stream mode. Oh, it's been a while since we had to moto it. There we go. We made it. We will play first. Playing first is usually a good thing. And this hand looks good. I mean, we got the Cremator. We have the Mana Dorks. All we got to do is find a way to get Wurm in hand. And good game, Bucket Man. Hey, what's up, Seth? How was my Step Tribal deck? Wait, how was my Step Tribal deck? How is the Teferi Ageless Insight deck going? I have not managed to crack the Teferi Ageless Insight code yet. Although... I think that's... Maybe we gotta play it in like, Modern or something. I think it's partly that Standard is just, like, really hard to do anything fun with right now. Standard might... Oh, jeez. I feel like we say this every few months, but Standard's in another one of their, like, all-time low periods. Oh, no. Oh, no, Tron. Well, we do have Magus to the Moon, so if we draw Eldritch Evolution, that would be good. And we could just Craggenwick Cremator... Oh my god, that's Greatwurm. That's Greatwurm. That is great. Alright, we will play Scavenging Ooze. We will play Stomping Grounds. Untapped. We will play Birds of Paradise. Boy, this is close to a turn 3 kill. This is really close. Oh man, it might be happening already. Donnelly! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Opponent. Going to assemble Tron. We know it's coming. Opponent passes. We draw Wooded Foothills. So play Wooded Foothills. Crack. Ugh. Do not crack Wooded Foothills. Go to combat. Hit our opponent. Down to 17. We have a 50% chance. Do we take a 50% chance to put our opponent to 1? Or do we wait and... what's the worst that could happen? They get, like, Walking Ballista and shoot down our board. They get a... They get a Karn would be annoying. We have a new donation from Dan Wildfire. Hey Seth, wanted to share my Xyrus deck. I tend to be low powered and fun with a bunch of group hug draw effects, but turned out to be a bit better than I thought it would. High 7, the power level scale. Ooh, thank you, Doug. Thank you for the donation as well. Yeah, Xyrus. Ooh, will you send me the link again in chat? I'm getting a page not found 404 thing. I don't know if the link isn't exactly right or something, but thank you so much, Doug. It'll be 50%. Well, it won't be 50% if we draw something we can cast. Let's wait. Let's wait. I mean, if we draw a 1-drop or a 2-drop, then we get to 100%. Worst case, we can see our opponent could also Karn tick up and let us get rid of a card, which could help. All right, so there's Trod. There's Karn. Karn gets our... Oh, we're going to have to try... Oh, man. Come on. Come on, deck. Give us a 1 or a 2-drop. Oh, this is going to be 50-50 shot. This is going to be a straight-up 50-50 shot to win the game, I think. In our most hated matchup. Oh, Steel Leaf. Oh, can we keep waiting? Oh. Oh, no. We're a mana short. We needed a 1 or 2-drop, and we drew a 3-drop. You know, we're gonna spin it to win it. We're gonna spin it to win it. We go to combat. We hit our opponent to 16. I'm feeling lucky. I mean, we're playing against Trod. You don't play Craggenwick Cremator and then be afraid of 50-50 shots. You can't have the fear if you're gonna play this deck. That's just how this deck works. All right, here it goes. Play the land. Craggenwick Cremator. Come on! Pitch the worm, pitch the worm. I mean, the problem is 5 damage isn't going to do it because they have Trod, so they're going to just wreck us. Alright, Cremator. Going phase. Oh, I can't look. I can't look. I can't look. Yeah, we're playing this because of Double Masters. Yes! Woo! Got him! Oh, big money, no whammies. We got it. Take that card. Oh, when it works, it's so sweet. Oh, that was... Yeah, our opponent was sending a message about how they like Cremator and they were a big fan. So we had like an extra 10 seconds of suspense from our opponent typing. Oh, okay. Well, that is what we're hoping for when we play this deck. We will bring a Blood Moon. Seems good against our opponent's deck. We will bring in Collector Oof. And that might be about it. What do we go down? Bone Crusher doesn't do anything. We go down Bone Crushers. I mean, that's basically what we want to do. We want to do that again. Rexage? Is Rexage worth it? Maybe. Rexage over a Steel Leaf. Let's try it like that. Ooh, Batman! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I missed your resub. Oh no, I'm so sorry, Jaguar. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Definitely appreciate it. If we get a Sword of Fire and Ice playmat with a box typer, what do you think of the Sword of Fire and Ice are? I've heard people be like a little back and forth on it. I think it looks super sweet. Oh, thank you, Doug. Yeah, Xyrus seems like one of those commanders that it seems like it's going to be very difficult for it to ever be fair. I know I've run into that with certain commanders. So like, oh, I'm building the fair version of... what was the most recent one that happened with on Commander Clash? I know it happened with Wizards a while ago. Whereas like, oh, it's a fair version of Wizards, and it still just stops everyone. Xyris, it feels like even if you try to power it down, it's just so easy for it to go off. It looks super fun, though. It seems like one of the sweetest commanders, I would say, from the last round of commander decks. Yeah, it looks sweet, Doug. I like it. Yeah, the new Master set is definitely insane. Gonna be a little high variance, but it's got basically all the good... Like, what's missing? Is there any... I guess fetch lands. Fetch lands, but we knew fetch lands were going to be in it. Outside of fetch lands, is there really anything that's even missing from the set that we were, like, hoping would be in the set? I don't really feel like there is. Not much, at least, if there is. Well, Strangleroot, Noblest of Hierarchs. Hope our opponent's trotting isn't too spectacular. Yeah, no Damnation, no Cavern. Yeah, I mean, ABU duels would be nice, but those are reserve list. We need to get rid of the reserve list, and then we can... ooh, opponent's missing their land drop. That's encouraging. Are we going to take down our hated enemy? Well, I think the safe play here is to play Fauna Shaman, Eldritch Evolution, Strangleroot, get a Magus of the Moo, and hit ya for 5. And we might get the Fairwind. We got the Blood Moon. I think that's a... I think that's a bad SCG joke. I think that was one of the... From like a few years ago, when SCG did their... like their punny playmats and like tokens and stuff. I'm pretty sure Magus of the Moon was one of them. like their joke... like their joke playmats. It was probably a cow. A Blood Moon cow. Blood Moon is good, clean, fair magic. And anyone who doesn't agree is just wrong about how magic is fair and works. We should do a GoFundMe for Wizards to pay for Magic investors, sue Wizards, and abolish the reserve list. Yeah, I'm actually like, how much can we deal? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 sounds like a good number. Questy McQuesterton, hit ya. 11 ya? Kill ya? Whoo! So our opponent's super nice and was making content suggestions. They said, this is probably going to be my only chance to ever suggest this. So, you got to play the Zendikar Royal Risen Reef combo in Historic. Which could be fun. I honestly don't know if Wizards could get sued from that. Hyperleg continuing their gift sub from Tanos. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm still not like 100% convinced. You can see the hair in action. That's the trick. You gotta wrap it around a little bit. I'm honestly not sure if Wizards could get sued for that or not. I've heard mixed things on it, but the other thing to consider is maybe it's not that Wizards is worried about getting sued, but maybe it's that Wizards just wants to forget about the early days of Magic. Like, maybe they want Legacy to die. Maybe they want Vintage to die. They haven't really supported it in a way that would make me think that they wanted it to keep living. So maybe there is actually like another motivation for not getting rid of the reserve list. Hey, what's up, Dogabeth? Like if you want people to play Standard all the time, one way to make sure they're not playing like Legacy instead is by making sure Legacy is super inaccessible and super expensive. So I don't think that's like a primary reason, but I think that might play into it to some extent. Well, all right. Not an exciting hand by any means. But we'll try it. What if fails? Go. Like, that's what I kind of wonder. It might be beneficial for Wizards. Hey, what's up, Guido? How are you? It might be beneficial for Wizards if those formats would actually just kind of, like, fade away. And more people, like, were buying Jumpstart on Arena or whatever instead of playing Legacy. That might play into it to some extent. We do need some new merch. It's been a minute since we've had new merch. I think Spin It to Win It would be a good one. What would be the card for Spin It to Win It? If we had to put one card art, I mean, it works with a bunch of different things. What's the most famous Spin It to Win It card? Oh, Thalia. Boo. All right. I mean, we're mostly creatures, but Thalia's still a bit annoying. Get a forest. Wheel of Fortune, yeah, Wheel of Fortune's a good one. I guess you could have a whole bunch on there. That's true as well. Yeah, let's just Magus in the Moo. Shut down Ghost Quarter shenanigans, pass the turn. Ooh, Unpredictable, yeah. Unpredictable is a good one. Unpredictable, is it Outcome? Mirror March. We never win those spins, though. That is spin it to lose it. We got the worst luck. Unexpected Results. That's what it is. Unexpected Results, I think, is the card we're thinking of. Leah Miller, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. They can't be sued. The reserve list is just something they decide to do. Companies can change their mind in reprinting, remaking their packs at any time. Disney does it with their films. Yeah, I think that is something I've heard from some legal type people as well. Although, then there's been people on the other side who are also lawyers that say that getting sued is at least some amount of a concern. So, I don't know. It's complicated, I think, is my overall takeaway. Well, let's stomp on Thalia. Play a forest, play the noblest of hierarchs. I mean, I guess we could just convoke out this Greatwurm at some point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're not that far away from convoking it out. Hey, what's up, Archburglar Lord? How are you? Hello, opponent. Got all the lands that don't do anything at the moment. Hits us. Down to 13. Restoration Angel is a bit of a concern. Arbiter, sure. Aether Vial, sure. Well, play Noble Hierarch. Play Bone Crusher. Crushy Crusher did. Play the lad. Go to combat. Get in with Magus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, so either we draw away to Cremate and we win, or I think we're going to actually cast Impervious Greatwurm. I don't know if I've ever casted Impervious Greatwurm in my entire life in any format. Yeah, I guess people would. Yeah, I mean, it's America. You can sue people for anything. So I'm sure someone would try to sue them. If they actually have a leg to stand on, that remains to be seen. There's a Flicker Wisp. Going to Flicker the Blade Splicer. Ooh, come on, Cremator. Come on, Cremator. One time. Steel Leaf Champion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is it even worth casting? I'm not sure if it actually is. Wall of Chaos. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Like, it just gets chumped. If we hold it, we're drawing live to just win the game at any turn. So I think we can't attack. So I think we play Steel. I think we wait. Let's play Steel Leaf Champion. We're drawing live to just straight up win the game. Eldritch Evolution, we win the game. Cremator off the top, we win the game. Opponents at 16. Like, that's all we need. What are Wizards' damages if you counterfeit? Like, it doesn't have Trample, unfortunately. It has Indestructible, which is not the most valuable of mechanics at the moment. Opponent hits us to 10. Alright, makes more flyers. So we have 2 turns. 2 turns to win this game. Opponent makes more dorks. Come on, deck. Give us a Cremator. Firelit Thicket. We'll play the land. All right. It all comes down to this. We get one more spin at it. One more spin. Oh, this would be a sweet win. Uh-oh. Okay. Pump Fake Vial. Photo taps. Takes a Vial. They shouldn't be able to kill us this turn. We can chump block with everything if we have to. Opponent hits us. All right. Come on, Cremator. Opponent. Come on, deck. Forest. All right. Well, so close. So close. I don't know how this guy can be so happy all the time. Can't imagine being this cheery 24/7. I tend to just be a pretty, like, positive, for the most part, just a positive, like, happy kind of person. That's just kind of my natural personality. So it comes easily. It comes easy. I will say one thing: if you've never streamed before, streaming does take more energy than you'd think. That's one thing I've noticed about streaming. It feels weird to say this because I live in upstate New York, in the middle of like nowhere. People work a lot of there's like factories and hard jobs that are like very physical. So it feels almost wrong to be like, oh, like streaming for 3 hours is actually it takes a lot of energy compared to stuff other people do, but it actually like kind of does. I don't know if you've ever noticed that when we've had long streams. I feel like I'm so used to streaming for like around 3 hours. When we have long streams that go to like 4 hours, I notice like 3.5 hours, 4 hours into the stream, I start to wear out a little bit. I feel like I am less energetic, less entertaining. I don't know if maybe it's just I feel that way and it doesn't come across, but I've definitely noticed that when it goes longer than normal. And I think I've just trained myself to do 3 hour streams. Sepsis, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We don't have much for this matchup, do we? No. Probably no. Not really. Yeah, we got nothing. All right, run it back. Run it back. I don't know how people could do 24-hour streams, honestly. It always blows my mind. Like, definitely hats off to streamers that could actually do 24-hour stream. Like, could I do a 24-hour stream? I'm sure I could. Like, I could stay awake for 24 hours and leave it streaming for 24 hours. After, like, 19 hours, would I be energetic and, like, an engaging person to watch stream? Probably not. Would I just be like sitting here sleeping as I timed out? Maybe. But I mean, I'm sure I could do it. Yeah, I don't know if fighting the Golem tokens is actually worth it. Maybe it is. Opponent Ether Vials. Well, I guess we just go Steel Leaf Beatdown. Steel Leaf is big. What it fails? Crack it. Get a Forest. And, yeah, if we're going aggro, let's play Strangle Root. Strangle Root, get in for 2. Hit ya. Gotta fuel up on Red Bull and anchovy pizza. Oh. I still sometimes just, like, have random flashbacks to that anchovy. Like, the taste. It's seared into my mind forever. I'm never gonna be the same, chat. You ruined it for me. Now I'm also like a little scared to eat pizza because I remember how horrible that was. So, well, let's Forest and Steel Leaf Champion. Go. Well, next turn we can get out Fauna Shaman. Post-traumatic anchovy disorder. It really is. It sounds like a joke, but it's not. Why is this deck playing Steel Leaf? So our deck is good at dealing 16 damage with Craggenwick Cremator. That's kind of the magical number. So Steel Leaf, we can play a Mana Dork on turn 1. We can play Steel Leaf on turn 2, attack with it on turn 3, and then play Cremator, discard our worm, win the game. So its attacking power just lines up pretty well, and its evasion lines up pretty well with with what our deck's trying to do. Well, I think we can attack. Get in, hit ya. And it might just win this game by itself. Dark Puka! Welcome to the fishbowl. All right, opponent has a path. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Get a forest. All right, let's play Fauna Shaman. I want to work towards the combo. Play the forest past the turn. We can start discarding stuff to get towards our combo, hopefully. Opponent, pump fakes with either vial. Do you have a script or rehearse your instant deck spoiler fishbowl videos? No. I don't really use scripts for anything. There's been a couple of times when I've like been working with someone else, and scripts have been involved, but for stuff that I do, I probably should. I'm sure that's probably like the right way to do it, but no, I mostly, like when I record a deck tech, I have to like put together the actual like images, so I'm kind of thinking about it as I'm putting that together. But Mirror Crusader, that's a clog. But opponent's at 16 though. Oh, Flicker Wisp, Fauna Shaman. Okay. Awkward. Oh, Steel Leaf Champion. Mountain. Oh, that Flicker Wisp buying our opponent one turn might be enough to steal our opponent this game. Wow, that's unfortunate. Oh, that's very unfortunate. That's so not good. With how much he says things, wouldn't believe if he said he used his script. Visual outline. Well, no, like, the actual, like, slides that you see. So I have to, like, when I do a deck tech, you see the cards on the screen, and they're in a certain order. Like, I have to arrange them and put them in order. So I'm kind of, like, thinking about what I'm going to say as I'm doing that. So I kind of have a bit of a plan in my head. But then when I actually record, I just record and talk. I think if I have a skill, it's that I can talk about magic. that's one thing I'm relatively good at. But it says 12 passes. I don't go to combat. Attack. Opponent takes it. Temple Garden. Tapped. Huh. Oh, what do we do? What do we do? We need Cremator. We need Craggenwick Cremator. Alright, pass the turn. That land is bad. We needed a creature so we could double Fauna Shaman. Okay, sure. Oh, untap. Opponent untaps. Oh, so this is going to be super close. Ticks up. We can Fauna Shaman up a combo piece. Opponent attacks. Hits us. Yeah. Down to 5. This is a turn to make it happen if we're going to. Discard Ferox. Is there anything else we should consider? So nothing else saves us. I guess we get Bone Crusher and try to kill stuff. That doesn't sound worth it. Hey, what's up, Breed Willie? How are you? All right. I mean, we're going for it. We will take a Cremator? Any creature. All we need is a creature. So we will Lightning Bolt Mirren Crusader. All right, this is it. This is it. Opponent saves it. Any creature for the win. Anyone. And we're dead. All right. Well, that's a little bit unfortunate that we drew multiple lands in a row. Wow. Well, I mean, that was more just unfortunate top decks to hit all those lands. Ooh, so close. But it is a somewhat risky deck, so I guess that is fine. You should have just said any land and you win. A little reverse psychology with Moto. Yeah, we had the pieces. We just needed to be able to get the Wurm too. But well, all right. This hand's good. This hand looks like it should kill people. M. Jacobs, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bowling the face would have made Bolt a lethal draw. You should have drawn first, then use. Well, we need to use Fauna Shaman twice. We needed once to get Cremator and once to get... I mean, it's not really a Glass Cannon combo. But if you draw a bunch of lands in a row, it's unfortunate. Craggenwick Cremator discarding Impervious Greatwurm is a main goal of the deck to 16 our opponent into death. Yeah, maybe we should have not focused on the combo. I guess that's possible. That we should have focused on winning another way. Although, with Ether Vial, attacks are not very guaranteed. So that's something else to keep in mind. With our opponent having Ether Vial and cards in hand, we may or may not be able to actually get in the attacks. Well, grab a Forest, run out Stranglegeist. Go attacking. Draco. The problem is it goes by power. So, Craggenwick Cremator, when it comes into play, you discard a card at random. If it's a creature, you deal damage equal to its power to a player or planeswalker. So Impervious Greatwurm is actually the most damage you can deal in all of Magic, I believe. Psychologist, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think to me it looks like a rook or like a castle, but I guess I should ask them what it actually is. Oh boy. All right, well, if we can get empty-handed before we're dead, we have the combo. Okay. What do we do now? Oh, 1, 2. I guess actually 1, 2, 3. Let's do this. Let's go. Maybe we gotta value the beatdown plan more. Eldritch Evolution, sack Stranglerootgeist. Get back Stranglerootgeist. Get a Questing Beat. Actually, Questing Beast hit for 7? Yeah, let's just go aggro. Scavenging Ooze would also be good, but Questing Beast, attack you. Well, here we come, Dredge. Here we come. Helrado Radio for the 26th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Opponent's down to 7. That means they need to do something, or they're dead. And we're a land away from spinning this Cremator to win it. Questing Beast would have been an out. It stops damage prevention, so Bolt having already targeted Crusader would have killed it. Can't be blocked. Oh boy. Alright, here comes the Dredged. Opponent. Dredges. Dredges. It's a Creeping Chill to stay alive. Dredges. Narcomoeba. Getting back 2 prized amalgams. Alright, come on, land. Come on, land. Come on, land. So, opponent hits us. They get a dork. They get a couple more dorks. Yup. We draw. Okay, that's a land. So we get 2 wooded foils, crack wooded foils. That's good. Should set us up for a good shot at winning next turn. Get a forest. Play Birds of Paradise. Play Magus of the Moo. Go to combat. I thought the fetch land tweet was pretty funny. Hopefully everyone knows that I love Vince. Like, Vince is one of my favorite Magic people. And I love that Vince can take a joke and we can have beard wars and stuff. So I definitely appreciate that about Vince. So for me, I think, and I think for Vince as well, that it's all in good fun. Force of Savagery for Cremator. I had this idea. We played against Sarkhan's Unsealing, or I played against Sarkhan's Unsealing. It might not have been on stream. In Historic, someone was playing Sarkhan's Unsealing, and I thought, I wonder if I can make that work in Modern. And that was one of the one of the cards that came up, Force of Savagery, because it's big enough to trigger it, even though it dies immediately. So yeah. The problem is it's just so slow. You have to get to 4 mana and then, oh boy. Well, here comes the dredging of the year. Dredges, Creeping Chills. Narcomoebas. Well, these Creeping Chills are keeping our opponent alive-ish. Drawing another worm would be the best. If we draw another worm, we just straight up win. Alright, so opponent gets Dorks. Goes to combat. Passes. Lander Worm for the win. Lander Worm for the win. Otherwise, we get a 50-50 shot at it. Opponent. Yeah, gets back stuff. Yeah. Alright. Be good, Magic Gods. Yeah. Come on. Come on, Craggenwick. That's not what we want to draw. Please. Please don't be Strangleroot Geist. That would be a sad cremator. Yeah. Cremate ya. And... oh! No. Oh. Alright, maybe we're not lucky enough. Maybe we're not lucky enough to play this deck. What did you say earlier, Professor Meister? I think I missed it. Swing for 0. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Well, get in. So our opponent has Conflagrate for 1. So they could mow down all of our mana, so we can't cast. Actually, they probably just kill us. I think that we're just dead now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Decent chance we're just straight up dead. Well, that was our shot. We had our shot, we didn't get it. We've played some Vintage Cube since it's been up. We might play more in the future at some point. Yeah, we will likely die to this Conflagrate in the graveyard. Oh, wow. Well, a 50-50 shot to win the game's not bad. I don't think we can afford to wait. I mean, waiting, I think there's a decent chance we're just literally dead. And, because our opponent has 6, 7, 8. Opponent's guaranteed 8 damage from this Conflagrate. And that's assuming they don't hit any more Creeping Chills, which they still have another Creeping Chill and only 16 cards. So Creeping Chill dredged into Conflagrate is just lethal. So I don't think we can afford to wait there and hope. The other thing is, we don't have any guarantee that this is going to get better next turn. Like, next turn there's not really any guarantee that we're going to be able to have 100% or anyway, because that would require drawing a land. the Mike Arnold for the 44th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No, it just uses Creeping Chill, I think. Sometimes they have Smiting Hex, like the Graveyard Flashback Lightning Helix. But for the most part, it's pretty close to just... Yeah, if they kill our lands, or kill our birds... Yeah. And that does it. Well, Steel Leaf Champion. Pass the turn. Yeah, that's the kind of the backup. Do you think the Pier combo can be worked in Modern? Ooh, so could Pier combo work as in, like, win a game once in a while? I think so. Like, I think you can build a deck with that combo, and it would work once in a while. On the other hand, 7 mana is really close to infinite in Modern. Modern's a format where, for the most part, against most decks, the game is more or less over by, like, turn 4, maybe turn 5. Against some decks, actually, like, turn 3. So I think that Modern is probably just too fast for it to ever be more than, like, a very much against odds style deck. All right. Yeah, we don't have a way to get out of this. Well, we had our shot. We had the 50-50 shot to win the game. We didn't get there, unfortunately. Are you going to build a Kalia deck in Historic? Maybe. Maybe. Oh, yeah, I guess we should have waited, because we could have drawn Eldritch Evolution. I guess you're right. I guess technically that was an early scoop. Afro Throws, welcome to the Fishbowl. We don't have much graveyard hate. A tiny, tiny bit. I wonder if this sideboard could be less one-ofs and more more designed to deal with graveyards. Well, we're bringing the graveyard hate right like that. Afro Throws, we're going to see more Legacy videos. Yes, I'm sure we'll do some Legacy at some point this summer. Especially since right now it's just... a lot of formats are in a bad spot. Like, Standard's pretty bad. Standard's really bad. We saw that with the Players Tour this weekend. So, Standard's really bad. Pioneer, my personal opinion is that Pioneer is pretty bad. Historic, I'm getting nervous about. I feel like they probably are going to have to ban Wilderness Reclamation sooner rather than later. Modern, I think, is in a decent spot. And then we have Legacy. So I think we'll probably see more Legacy over the summer, in part because the other formats are just not in a place where I'm especially keen on playing them too much. Well, let's get down Steel Leaf Champion. What is your all's format ranking right now? Like, how are you feeling about those formats? Yeah, Modern, I think, is, for me, Modern and Historic. Historic was. Yes, there is a Goldfish Discord server. And yes, all the streams go up on the replay YouTube. Pauper got the big reprint today with Oubliette. That is a pretty sweet Pauper reprint. Although I do miss the old wording. Hence. Hence. Oh, back in the old days when they said hence on Magic cards. Worm. Give us a worm. Opponent. No Dredger in the graveyards. Good. Gemstone Mine. Cathartic Reunions. Less good. And it looks like that's what our opponent has. Penny Dreadful. I have not played a single game of Penny Dreadful. All right, opponent. Dredges. Prized Amalgams. And Friends. Yeah. 2 Narcomoebas, Silver Smoke, Prized Amalgam. Okay, so that was a good turn for our opponent. Gets back a bunch of stuff for free. I mean, this is what Dredge does. What is wrong with Pioneer? So my personal feeling on Pioneer is the meta is like 50% Theros Beyond Death combo decks. Inverter, Lotus Breach, and Heliod combo. So for me personally, my feeling is basically, if I'm going to play against fast combo all the time, I'm just going to play Modern. Like, at least in Modern, there's a ton of decks. You can do all kinds of different things. Way more options than in Pioneer. So the thing I liked about Pioneer so much when it first came out is that it actually felt fair-ish, if that made sense. It was a one format of Magic where it actually felt like you could play like fair Magic. Just like play mid-range stuff, do fair things. But then Theros Beyond Death came out, and it just became like Modern with even worse answers, but the same amount of combos, or actually way more combos. I think Modern, it's kind of funny. People have, it's actually really funny. People have this perception that like Legacy is super broken and like just all super fast combos. Modern legitimately has that perception, and it is true for the most part. But I actually think that if you were rank the formats by their fairness, I think it would be like Legacy, then Modern, then Pioneer, and then Standard maybe even, with like 60% of the meta being Teamer Rec. So the fairness level right now is like completely inverted from what you would think. You would think it'd be the opposite, where it's like, oh, Standard most fair, then Pioneer a little bit more unfair, Modern more unfair, Legacy really unfair. But I think it's actually very close to the opposite of that. Legacy is far from fair. I mean, I feel like whenever I play Legacy, that's a format where I'm most likely to have like a 10 to 15 turn interactive game of Magic. Probably more so than any other format. Like, it is true that there are unfair decks, but if you look at the top tier of the metagame, Delver, that's like a tempo deck. Snowco, that's like a mid-range deck. I guess Land/Dark Depths are kind of the combo decks trying to make a big Barret Lage. Ninjas? Goblins? Elves? It's like historic. Eldrazi? It's all these like random fairish tribal decks. Mono Green Cloud Post. Esper Ether Vial is like the epitome of fairness. You're like putting Baleful Strixes into play and Barons. This is like something I wish I could be doing in Standard. So I feel like Legacy is actually super fair. I mean, elves are combo-y, but they are a combo in a way where you can kill the creatures. Like, you can interact with it. You can interact with it with stuff you would normally be playing in your deck. So I think that's the upside compared to like Grishlebrand or something, where if you can't interact like on the stack in a really specific way, you just lose. At least elves are like, oh, damnation you or whatever, massacre you or something. Well, there's the hex. Yeah. So this gets back Silver Smotes for days. Worm, please? Windswept Teeth. Oh, plain Windswept Teeth. Crack Windswept Teeth. This isn't great. It isn't great at all. Grab a Forest. Eldritch Evolution. Sack Strangleroot Geist. I think we actually get... I think we take Scavenging Ooze to start eating the graveyard. I mean, I think that's our best bet. Yeah, take an Ooze. I wish we had one more mana, like from our Mana Dork not being dead. Then we could get out of Smiting Hex range, but... Go to combat. I actually don't even think we attack. Let's pass. We're playing for the worm. We're playing for the worm. I mean, if we untap with Ooze, it's great. We get to gain a ton of life. We keep the graveyard in check. If our opponent just Smiting Hexes it because we couldn't get it past 3 toughness, that is a little sad. What do you think about Feast and Famine being spoiled? You think we're going to get any more swords? I mean, so we've gotten what? War and Peace, Feast and Famine. War and Peace, Feast and Famine, Fire and Ice. I believe that someone, and don't quote me on this, I feel like someone said there was room for 5 swords in the number crunch. So So maybe one more? The problem is, like, what one more good sword is there? We have the 2 Modern Horizon ones, which are kind of meh. Body and Mind is actually pretty meh. And Body and Mind, the thing about Body and Mind that I dislike is it's pretty meh in, like, Commander and Modern and every construction format, but that is, like, vastly overpowered in Limited, because in Limited, milling for 10 is, like, insane. it's like the best thing ever. Opponent gets in with the flyers. Down to 12. Oh, come on, Ooze. Hold. Jitty would be sweet. That would be a good one. Yeah, the mill for 10 on the sword is like so... I've definitely lost to it in Cube a bunch of times. It seems like it's not a scary sword until they just like mill you out after 3 attacks. You're like, oh my goodness, come on now. Who designed this thing? I kind of wish Jitte was legal in Modern. I feel like it would be fine. Like, Stoneforger's not bad, and it's fine. Alright, opponent loans back lands. Oh, are we actually gonna... What happened to our opponent's land? Why? How's our opponent? I'm so confused. Did they just have 2 lands? Oh, it was a gemstone. Okay, that makes more sense. Well, let's eat some stuff. So add green mana. Eat Stinkweed Imp. Eat Conflagrate. Eat Loam. Eat Loam. So get rid of all the dredgers. Go to combat. All right, let's wait. Let's wait and play defense another turn. You're playing filter lands after talking about how underpowered they are. Yeah, they're not very good. I noticed that. I think the biggest thing about that, there's 2 reasons that they've got less play. They used to see a lot of play in the early days of Modern. One is we've just gotten more lands in an absolute sense, and some of them are good. The other is Damping Sphere incidentally shuts these off, which I didn't realize until I built a deck with these and Damping Sphere. So now I kind of just like never play them, in part for that reason. Opponent narking in for 2. What do you think about Double Masters so far? I think that it has basically everything I was looking for. So I am very, very excited for Double Masters. Will say, very clearly, there are some cards that I would not have put in the set that I think were mistakes. Like some of the Geth showing up at Mythic, shifting Ravenous Trap up to Rare. Like, there have been mistakes, no doubt about it. Go to combat. Now I think we attack. Get in with Strangleroot. Hit ya. Stomping Grounds tapped. Pass the turn. We got lots of graveyard hate. Our Ooze is up to a 5/5 and can go to a 6/6, so it's going to stick around. We might be good. So there's going to be, yeah, I mean, that's the best part. His singles are getting so cheap. I actually was working on a budget deck today for a future budget Magic, and Goblin Guide can work in a budget deck. Like, it is cheap enough that it can show up in a $100 budget deck. An entire playset can show up in a deck that's at a $100 budget, which is absolutely insane. Like, it is so ridiculous. So for me, I think that's definitely the most exciting part. Is is how much singles are getting cheaper. Like some of them, we could pull it up. We'll pull up the spreadsheet at some point on the stream. It's insane. Like some of the most important cards in Magic have gotten so much cheaper. So I think just that's a big win. That's what I'm most excited about. As far as opening boxes, I don't know. What do you think? Should I do a box opening? Initially, I was like really hyped to open boxes. I wanted to do like a VIP box opening. Then they said the rarity thing for VIP. So I'm a little bit... The rarity thing kind of scared me off a little bit from doing it. But we'll just exile random things because we can. Send a message. Untap. Questing Beast. Yeah, let's cast it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Questing Beast. Go to combat. Attack, attack, attack. Get in there. Messages are being sent. The beatdowns are coming. Come on, worm. Come on, worm. But I think the smartest thing is grabbing singles. I think that's the best deal for most Magic players. All right, opponent goes to 1. 1 single point of life. Well, hopefully they can't kill us somehow. That would be sad. About it. I mean, we got 2 good blockers. That's true. We did shut down the City of Brass, so that shuts down our opponent's mana. We should be good. It seems likely. Yeah, Questing Beast. Turns out that if you just keep adding text to a card, it's good enough for older formats, just like it is in Standard. Opponent scoops it up. Like, who would have thought that if you just add, like, as much text as possible... Oh, man, we gotta... Okay, while we're going to the next round, we don't have to sideboard. I just gotta read the original Oubliette for you. Because it is the best. It cracks me up every single time. I don't know how many of you have read it. The original wording, you gotta compare the new to the old. So we got Oubliette reprinted. Huge drop in price. Enters the battlefield. Target creature phases out until it leaves the battlefield. When it phases in, you tap it. Pretty simple, straightforward. The original, oh man, old Magic card wording is the best. Select a creature in play when Oubliette is cast. That creature is considered out of play as long as Oubliette is in play. Hence... That creature cannot be the target of spells, cannot receive damage, use special powers, attack or defend. All counters and enchantments on the creature remain, but are also out of play. Should have said hence again there. They missed a second hence opportunity. Hence, they cannot be... If Oubliette is removed, creature is to play tapped. Special powers, hence... The Magic wording is so much better now, I guess is the right way to put it. Like, back then, there was a lot of gray areas about, like, rules and what stuff meant. Now every word on a Magic card, like, has a specific meaning. Back then, special powers, hence you cannot use its special powers. So Oubliette is... the only place it sees play is in Pauper, but it is a pretty important spell to mono black control in Pauper, which uses Grey Merchant of Asphodel as a finisher. So I actually looked at it. The deck was like almost $100, but before the reprinting, like almost 70 of those dollars was 2 copies of Oubliette. So it is relevant for Pauper. Special powers. Hence, you cannot use your special powers. What does that even mean? What are you talking about, Magic card? Oh, God. I think we mulligan this. I don't think this hand's going to get it done. All right. Oh, boy. Ooh, we got Soul Guide Lantern, which is really good. I guess we keep this and just trust that we draw a green source to cast our Mana Dorks. We'll keep the Worm. I do like the Graveyard Hate. This is risky. Old Wolf, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You don't get that level of high fantasy immersion in the rules anymore. You definitely do not. I might have to just read over some old cards and do a video about the funniest wording on Magic cards. What other old cards have really hilarious wording? Like special powers and hence level. One land, one keep. One land, one keep. You know the rule, chat. Oh, I still don't really know what Ice Cauldron does. I really don't. Oh, all right. Green source off the top. All right. That's not quite a green source. Well, Soul Guide Lantern. Go. Thankfully, our opponent molded 2. So, hopefully, if we can wipe their graveyard once, we're going to have a lot of time to find this green source and go to town. No one knows what Ice Cauldron does. All right, well, I'll look up Ice Cauldron after this game. That'll be the next one we look at. I remember Ice Cauldron being very wonky. Yeah, some of it, you can see how much better Wizards has gotten at putting text on Magic cards. Because... Ooh, there we go. Because a lot of it, like Animate Dead doesn't have to be weird. Like, Animate Dead's a pretty straightforward reanimation spell. It doesn't... Maybe I'll do just a Seth Reads Old Magic card video. You'll get pronunciations of old cards. You'll get hences. It's and special powers. Weird art. That seems like a hit. Eldritch Evolution. All right. Well, we will play the noblest of hierarchs. We will play Fauna Shaman. We will pass the turn. I mean, so... Ooh. Alright. Well, yeah, you got us, opponent. Okay. Dredge away, my friend. Dredge away. Oh, whoa! Alright, opponent. Living the dredge dream. How well do they dredge? Oh, that was not great. Oh my goodness. Creepy Chill Silver Smoke Conflagrate Ox. Wow. Wow. Okay. Oh no. Not like this at all. Favorite new art on a card. I think the sneak attack's really funny. And I really like the brainstorm. Box toppers, both of them. Alright. Conflagrates the Mana Dork. Gets back Silver Smoke. Yeah, we're gonna lose this. Our opponent has just hit exactly what they needed. Wow. Oh, I'm a little depressed now. Darkstar, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Yeah, so opponent wins. That they get to dredge half their deck here. Another Creeping Chill. So that'll be relevant with future Silver Smoke Ghouls. Now our opponent gets to Ox of Agonis. Dredge the rest of their deck. Yeah? Wow, the odds on that are so slim. But... Huh. Yeah, that is something. Opponent. Yeah, it's a Stinkweed. Dredges. Hits a Dredger. Dredges. Hits a Narcomoeba. Alright. Well, opponent's out of Dredgers for the moment. Opponent attacks, hits us. Yeah, can't do anything about it. We untap. We draw. Nothing of relevance. We play a land. We crack the land. We get a mountain. We play Questing Beast. Yeah, I guess we attack. I mean, we're going to be able to, like, 16 our opponent, but it's not going to make a difference. Yeah, they just got us? Wow. Okay. After the game, don't forget to read the OG text for Ice Cauldron. Yes, I will. I will look it up. Don't worry, it's not going to be long. Oh, boy. Dredge. I mean, the problem is our combo deals 16 damage, but our opponent is at 24. So even if we are able to Cremator, it's not lethal, and then our opponent can just keep doing what they're doing until they win. Opponent gets in, hits us. Yeah. I think if we get to untap, what we actually do is Eldritch Evolution for Ooze again, and try to start eating stuff is probably our best bet. We'll see what our opponent can do. Loam. Yeah. Blood Crypt. Opponent passes. We have a new donation from... Oh, we just draw the ooze. Okay, that's even better. That was a really good draw. So we get an ooze. Ooze. Eats loam. Ooze. Eats 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ugh, okay, we can wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we will pass. We have a new donation from Day and Wildfire. $2 donation. The flavor text on the box topper for Force of Will is the best. What is it? It's not like nope. It's one. I remember it's one word. What is it? Force of Will. Double Masters. Well, all right. We'll pass the turn. See what our opponent can do. Getting rid of the Dredgers is helpful. Opponent already used Conflagrate. Amateur. Yeah, that is a good one. The art's pretty sweet too. I don't think anything will ever beat out the iconicness of the original art, but the new art is pretty sweet. For the box topper. Opponent gets it, hits us. Down to 4. Uh-huh. And I mean, we do get to gain a bunch of life. Runs out Stinky. Sure. Well, we will eat the ox. Go up to 5. Untap. Draw a Cremator. Is there anything we could get? Raging River. I'll have to look up. Raging River too. Craggenwick Cremator is what we're playing. What can we get? There's not anything specifically helpful here, is there? So we're taking 2 in the air. Well, let's eat Fauna Shaman. Awkward, awkward, awkward. We don't have any flyers. Yeah, I don't know what we do here. Could you get a Magus to the Moon, I guess, to shut down some mana? But we'd have to sack a Mana Dork. Maybe we just pass and keep waiting? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Phyrexia Box Topper. I think it's kind of meh. Ooh, awesome, Milkman. I will look forward to checking it out. That sounds fun. Pyromancer is definitely a sweet card. All right, I think we pass for this turn. This is an awkward turn, so we'll pass. Leave up Ooze activations. We would like to get our opponent a little lower on life. Opponent gets in with both. Okay. So we go to 4. Sure. And opponent. Wow, this ended up being really interesting. I'm doing well, Bobby O. How are you? What's the best common uncommon box topper? Probably Expedition Map or Crop Rotation, I think would be the two big ones. Oh, they drew Smiting Hex? Wow. Wow. Oh, okay. Well, we will double activate on Loam, get rid of Loam. That works out. That might have been a punt by our opponent. They get to draw a card, but no Dredger. Sure. We get to untap. We draw Magus of the Moon. Well, we will eat Silver Smoke Ghoul. Play Magus of the Moon. Get in for 6. Puts our opponent to 16. 16 is the magical number. This also turns off Smiting Hexes while the Magus is out. Pass the turn. Oh, we might get to spin it to win it. We might get to spin it to win it. You could have just won here. Well, remember, Craggenwick Cremator makes us discard at random. So if we just played Craggenwick, we'd have a 1 in 3 shot of winning, but a 2 in 3 shot of discarding Eldritch Evolution or Magus of the Moon. I've been burned before. I would rather get empty-handed if I could. We will eat a Fauna Shaman. Untap. Forest. Eldritch Evolution. We gotta wait. The Starman! I'm doing well. How are you? How goes it this fine evening? We will get a Fauna Shaman. We will pass the turn. Next turn's the turn. Opponent. Passing. Well, we will eat a Birds of Paradise. Untap. Land. Cremator. Take that dredge. Opponent's at 16. Here comes the worm at the face, and that does it. That's what the deck is trying to do. And we're up to 2-1. It's actually working. And everyone thought the Craggenwick Cremator was really bad. Oh, hilarious. Let me see, Tenju. All right, what card were we looking up? Ice Cauldron. All right, we were looking up Ice Cauldron. Stoneblade. Yeah, I think the Stoneblade deck looks good, Tenchu. I mean, a lot of really powerful cards to fairies, Uros, good sword package. Yeah, I mean, that looks like a solid deck to me. All right, Ice Cauldron. Good to see you, by the way. Ice Cauldron. 4-mana artifact. Tap. Put a charge counter on Ice Cauldron and put a... Pay X and tap. Put a charge counter on Ice Cauldron and put a spell card face up on Ice Cauldron. Note the type and the amount of mana used to pay this activation cost. Use this ability only if there are no charge counters on Ice Cauldron. You may play the spell as though it was in your hand. Okay, so far this sounds like to me, you pay mana, you put a spell into play face up so everyone gets to see it, and you can play the spell? That does nothing! You're doing literally nothing except show your opponent your card. Tap, remove the charge counter from Ice Cauldron to add mana of the type and amount that was last used to put a charge counter on Ice Cauldron to your mana pool. This mana is usable only to cast the spell on type of Ice Cauldron. So let me see if I understand what this is doing. So basically, the idea of Ice Cauldron is you can pay. It's basically weird mana fixing that suspends for a turn. No, it's not even mana fixing because you got to note the type and the amount. What does it do? What does it actually do? All right, let's look up Gatherer. It's probably not any better. All right, let's see what the updated text is. Ice Cauldron. Tap. You may exile a non-land card from your hand. You may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled. Put a charge counter on Ice Counter and note the type and amount of mana that was spent to pay this activation. Activate this ability only if there are no charge counters on it. Remove a charge counter. Add Ice Cauldron's last noted type and amount of mana. Spend that mana only cast the last card exiled with Ice Cauldron. I do not see the point of this card. It's like putting it down. So let's say it's like putting a down payment on a card. So if I had a Primeval Titan in hand, but I only had 3 mana, I could pay my 3 mana, put the Primeval Titan into play face up. Then the next turn, I could use my 3 mana and Ice Cauldron to cast my 6 mana Primeval Titan. So is that basically what the idea is? Wow. That is a ridiculous Magic card. It's on the reserve list and still only $1. I would assume that's because no one knows what it does. Oh man. Camouflage. All right. Well, look up Camouflage before we do, actually, and then we'll get back to the game. I promise. A super quick reminder that our stream tonight is brought to you by the awesome folks over at Card Hoarder and at Card Kingdom. And if you need some Magic cards, you get them over at CardKingdom.com. Even get a free Scoop Soldier sticker. Just let them know you want one in your order notes. So thank you so much to Card Kingdom for supporting the stream. All right, Camouflage. Limited edition alpha. So from the very beginning, 1 green mana. You may rearrange your attacking creatures and place them face down, revealing which is which only after defense is chosen. If this results in impossible blocks, such as non-flying creatures blocking flying creatures, illegal blockers cannot block this turn. So you would, the one thing I do love about old Magic cards, so you attack, and you're like, camouflage you, flip all my stuff face down, spin them around like the P game, and hope that your opponent blocks improperly. I think the thing that I do love about old Magic cards is hang on, Gatherer. The thing I love about old Magic cards is they have such strong top-down design. Like, this, it is very much camouflage. Like, old Magic cards were on point flavor-wise almost to a fault, to the point where the cards actually suffered and were way worse because the flavor was so strict. But I mean, if you want to represent like a sneak attack, like being camouflage, this is a really good magical representation of camouflage. Like, all your creatures are flipped upside down. Your opponent doesn't know like what's attacking them. Like, it is a really good mechanical representation of that, like, of what it's trying to be in the game of Magic. Like, would the card be better if it was less strict to maintaining its flavor? Probably. But it would be less confusing for sure. The updated wording. Cast a spell only during your attack step. This turn, instead of declaring blockers, each defending player chooses any number of creatures they control, divides them into an equal number of... divides them into a number of piles equal to the number of attacking creatures for whom the player is defending. Creatures those players control that can block additional creatures may likewise be put into additional piles. Assign each pile a different one to attacking creature. This is worse. I'm less sure of what the card does now that I read the Oracle text. I think that actually made it way more confusing. At least the original, I kind of understood what was going on. Now we got additional blockers in there. Could be in multiple piles, and there could also be empty piles. I think the Oracle text actually camouflaged the intention of camouflage. Now I got no idea what's happening. I'm gonna make a video series of reading ridiculous old Magic cards. All right. We gotta play more Magic. Then we'll read more janky cards at some point. Ooh, we got the worm. All right, we'll keep this. We'll keep it. It's fine. Chains of Mephistopheles. Yeah, Chains of Mephistopheles. That is a confusing. I think that's another one. That's that's similar to Animate Dead, let's say. Similar to Animate Dead. I actually think the intention of the effect on that card is pretty simple. Like, it could be worded in a way where it did basically the same thing, but was very not confusing. But it was definitely not worded that way. I wish we could... I wish we could play some of these cards. The problem is they're only legacy legal, and oh dear, oh boy, Lava Dart to the Heart. That's a rough one. Can you get a rundown to the deck? Well, as you can see, we have a lot of uncastable 9-drops. That I would say is the main theme of the deck. Really though, the idea is. And I don't know how it's going to work against these Lava Darts, but we're trying to get a Craggenwick Cremator. Use it to discard an Impervious Greatwurm. 16 our opponent to death on the spot. That is our main goal. Alright, Stormwing Entity. Opponent's going off, I would say. This Kessig Wolfrun. I don't actually know if Kessig Wolfrun is worth it. Yeah, Camouflage too complicated for Moto. So it's kind of a weird, gruel, somewhat creature tutory style deck. If our opponent has another free spell, yeah. Oh god. 2 cards on top, Mutagenic Growth, a hand of uncastable cards. Yeah, Lavadar's really good against the Mana Dorks. Titus for President, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. I still don't completely understand Goblin Game. Hide an Item is a very weird text for a black border Magic card. Hide an item. Yeah, this deck's really good. The Stormwing Prowess deck, I think, is actually a really solid deck. Who started the MTG Beard Wars? I actually don't know. I think that it was Vince. I believe. I mean, Vince might have started it, but I think I finished it today. That tweet. Over. Done. Vince is never coming back from that one. Yeah, it probably was Crib. Crib always finds a way. Yeah, we're super dead. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I mean, that's what this deck wants to do. I mean, that was impressive. That was a turn 3 kill after mowing down all of our mana dorks and spending a mutagenic growth to save their Stormwing entity. I assume that's got to be a little above average for how their deck normally works, but that was a thing that happened. Was Lava Dart a net positive or negative? That's a good question. I mean, it did make decks like Mono Red Blitz and Blue Red Prowess a thing when they weren't before. Is it a good thing that those decks are a thing? Probably, I would say. Can I tell you the theme of the viewers submitted Commander Clash deck? Oh, you're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait until this weekend. Soon, it is almost time for viewers submitted Commander Clash. Oh, we don't have much removal, do we? Yeah, I don't like this. Not a fan of this setup here. I don't think Baloth does much. Blood Moon, no. Opponent's got a lot of non-islands. I don't even know if Engineered Explosives is good. Most of their stuff is huge, like has high CMC. Yikes. Alright, well, run it. Maybe we can combo them. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if Baloth is worth it. Well, I can't keep that. I'm kind of thinking that Kestig Wolfrun should just not be in this deck. I don't think we've activated Kestig Wolfrun a single time, and it has mana screwed us twice in a row. So I wonder if the upside's actually worth it, and if there is even. Is there even an upside? All right. Well, this is what we got. What if fails go? I mean, there is just one, but it does still cause problems. Aaron Mesa for our opponent. I just want, like, I'm sure there will be a game sooner or later where we will activate it. But so far, we haven't even come close to activating it. We've gotten mana screwed twice by it. Activation 0. Sounds like a not great deal so far. You're running GG spell in a deck with Magus of the Moon along with Wolfrun. But Wolfrun will be turned into a mountain once we play Magus of the Moon. Problem solved. Hey, what's up, Variety Black? How are you? Or Verity Black, how are you? About it. Manamorphose. Gotta hope it's not Stormwing. We can't kill a Stormwing with a Bone Crusher. It's a Stormwing. That's a good card. Why is Sylvan Caryatid not used now? It gets used in Pioneer some still. I think it's more just the slowness of it. Modern is just such a fast format that the difference between yeah. Well, alright. This isn't looking good. The difference between playing a Mana Dork on turn 1 into like a 3 or 4 drop on turn 2, depending on like the Arbor Elf type shenanigans, you can get up to a 4 drop if you get lucky. It's just so much different if you're like, okay, do nothing on turn 1, Sylvan Caryatid on turn 2, try to play a 4 drop on turn 3. By that time, I mean, you're already dead to Stormwing Entity. So I think it's just the speed for the most part. Not that it's like completely unplayable. I feel like there are times when maybe decks will want it. Well, at least that was kind of a whiff. Not that it really matters, because we're just dying to the Stormwing Entity anyway. We take 5. Well, we need land into a bit of luck to discard the right card. That's what we need. We have a new donation from McIntyre. We dropped down to 13. Well, that is land. Well, all right. Pass the turn. From McIntyre, $3 donation. Hey, Seth, thanks for the great content. You should read the card Illusionary Mask and possibly try to explain banding. Oh, McIntyre. Well, illusory? What is this card? Illusory Mask? Illusionary Mask? Illusionary Mask. I will definitely read Mask for you. But I don't think I can explain banding. I still don't know how it works. I've mentioned this before. Like, banding, all I know about banding is I think I figure out banding. And then I either attack or block and all my stuff dies, and I realize I don't. What is this deck trying to do? We are trying to discard Impervious Greatwurms to Craggenwick Cremators to 16 our opponent's face. However, we might just be dying to essentially a combo deck here. Wow. Did our opponent cast 7 spells? Didn't our opponent have 2 spells in the graveyard going into this turn? And on this turn, they somehow light up the stage, Manamorphose, Thought Scour, Gut. How is this possible? I'm not sure how it's possible. Well, we need a land and we need some luck. Lavadar. No, we're dead. Oh my goodness. Wow. All right. Well, we don't even get a chance to do anything. Sure. Well, that was something. Well, either that deck's really good or our opponent ran above average, or maybe a little bit of both. Most of the good banding cards, are there such a thing as good banding cards? Illusionary Mask, X. You can summon a creature face down so the opponent doesn't know what it is. The X cost can be any amount of mana, even 0. It serves to hide the true casting cost of the creature, which you still have to spend. As soon as the face-down creature receives damage, deals damage, or is tapped, you must turn it face up. And then so you put a creature face down for, so you kind of like morph something for any amount of mana, and then whenever it does something, you have to pay its mana cost and flip it up. So what is the point? What is this card? What is the purpose of this card? You can summon, so you're still summoning the creature. Does that mean it can be countered? Like, can it still be countered? IDM, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Okay, so it can work like a stifle, essentially, to get around Phyrexian Dreadnought. Okay. Because the creatures, so basically you get around negative enter the battlefield effects. That's a very narrow purpose for a card that is $500. Oh boy. They don't make them like that anymore. Master of Arms? Isn't Master of Arms more recent? I feel like Master of Arms is like an Onslaught card or something. Oh, it's a Weatherlight card. I was thinking of a different one. Tap target creature block. Okay, so Master of Arms. 3 mana 2/2 first strike. Tap 2 mana tap target creature blocking Master of Arms. So in this case, I think this is just a case of rules changes messing up the card. So old timers, if you're here, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that if the creature was tapped in this era of Magic, it wouldn't actually deal damage, right? So this was a way you could essentially attack, and if your opponent blocked, you could pay 2 mana to more or less save your creature from combat. It definitely, there's a few other cards like this. It definitely reads really weird now, But back in the time, it actually probably had a bit of a purpose, at least. Sorrow's Path. Sorrow's Passage is a pretty bad card. Isn't Sorrow's Path like... I remember why I know Sorrow's Path is they used to do this... Ooh, humans. They used to do this Community Cup on Magic Online. I never got to play it. It ended right around when I started to do content. They stopped doing it. But the Community Cup, Wizards people, they'd bring out Magic Online players. They'd play against Wizards people. And then, depending on who won, if the community team won, Wizards would give you a sweet, like, promo. But if the Wizards team won, they would give everyone, like, a troll promo. And Sorrow's Path was one of the promos one year when Wizards won, they gave us all Sorrow's Pass. What made humans a deck again? It's a good question. The only real new addition is General Kudrow, which is a good card, but I don't think it's enough to take humans from unplayable into really good. Wizards used to be cool. It was a lot more... What's the word? Casual? I want to say casual. I feel like the relationship between Wizards and the community now, and it makes me sad, but I feel like, good luck naming Cremator. I feel like less corporate, that's a good way to put it. I feel like there's a lot of animosity between the community and Wizards now. And it makes me sad, and I honestly believe part of it is Wizards' fault, part of it is the community's fault, part of it is that our entire world is sort of like that with the rise of social media. Like, there's a lot of factors that go into it, but I think it used to be a lot more casual, a lot more laid back, and in some ways a lot more maybe fun, I would say, a few years ago. Also, like, you have we'll take Forest. Also, I think like Hasbro getting in on things and taking more of a keen interest, even after Wizards was sold to Hasbro, it still more or less functioned like a small independent company for a long time. However, in more recent years, Hasbro has taken a much keener interest, I think, in the business of Wizards, and we've seen a lot more corporatization of Wizards, and a lot of that more like laid back indie kind of friendliness has been, I think, more replaced with not an unfriendly attitude, but like a more corporate, like a more corporatized attitude. Yeah, I think social media is definitely a big part of it. I think social media has a tendency to amplify well, everyone's voice to some extent, but to amplify the loudest and most extreme voices for the most part, because those are the kind of takes that get retweets and get clicks. So if you say like, oh, I love Double Masters, people are like, yeah, whatever, like, sure, I'm glad you like it. But if you're like, oh, like, whatever, this should be $4 and I hate Double Masters and Wizards is blankety blank, that's the kind of take that will end up being retweeted a lot and amplified a lot. And I think that's just the nature of social media, not just with Magic, but like with social media, period, in general, everywhere. I don't know about that. I don't know about that blocking advice. that might have been bad advice. All right, so we lose our Steel Leaf Champion for nothing. Untap. Play a Forest. Play Strangleroot Geist. Play Fauna Shaman. So we're going to be able to set up this Cremator, but our opponent's still at a high enough life total. We really should not have blocked there. I think that was a potentially a game-losing misplay. Why was Stuffy Doll never a good deck? I mean, it's 5 mana and doesn't really do anything on its own, and dies to, a free... A free emote? I'm so confused. I've never seen this before. What is this free emote thing? That is something that I've never seen before. Meddling Mage for our opponent. Name's Fauna Shaman. Grows the Dorks. Ether Vials. Reflector Mage. Yeah, alright. Well, with the draw that our opponent had, it's possible that even not blocking might not have made a difference. Well, that's Modern. You've seen, like, we're playing Modern. We've had a lot of games that just literally end at... We've had a lot of games that have been ending pretty quickly. We have a new donation from Channel Points. Hey, chat. There's a guy I like that hosts an MTG stream. How do I get him to notice me? Kappa. Well, it worked, Channel Points. How did you make it look like that? I'm so confused how that's actually possible. That message definitely looked like something that Twitch put in there. Well, yeah, that was a good troll. You got us. Are you really the one that created Mono Red Prison in Modern? So my general rule is to try to avoid getting into like who actually like created decks, because I feel like a lot of times it's just so sticky, and there's someone who played a deck at their F&M or at some regional tournament and it whatever, like, but that is one of the decks that there's not many that I actually feel like, okay, I actually like feel like I have some amount of responsibility for the deck. Mono Red Prison / Free Win Red is one of the decks where I actually do feel that. And I try really hard to avoid... there's a lot of decks, like, we played Hollow One early. Did I create Hollow One? No. But we did play it pretty early when it was just starting off. I had some people like, oh, you created it? No, I definitely didn't create Hollow One. Like, we did play it early, and it was definitely fun, but Mono Red Prison would be one that I actually feel like... I mean... At the same time, did I create the idea of a Mono Red Prison deck in Magic? No, but as far as it being in Modern, there was a deck that was kind of my inspiration for building that deck. That was an old extended deck that was like ritualing out Deus of Calamity. So that was kind of like my inspiration, was to try to take this old extended deck and see if I could port it over into Modern and make a Modern version of it. But yeah, that is one of the few decks where I actually feel like relatively comfortable saying, yeah, I think that I like was at least a big part of it being created. Otherwise, like 8-Whack, I think I prefer to say popularize with a lot of them. Like with yes, we'll play first. I prefer that. Like, did I create 8-Whack? I don't think I created 8-Whack. Did I bring a lot of awareness to 8-Whack when we played it and so forth? Yeah. So, did I play a role in helping more people discover it? Most likely. did I actually like create the idea of the deck? I wouldn't say that. Do you know who Magic Aids is? He created Modern Humans. So I think that's actually like not technically correct. So Modern Humans was so I think all right, let's talk about Modern Humans. Modern Humans was a deck for a while. I do think that Magic Aids didn't get as much credit as he should have from probably like the pro community for making innovations to the deck after Ixalan released and like adding Kitesail Freebooter and so forth. But the archetype of humans was around before that. I know this because I actually did like an entire article, a deck evolutions article on humans. So, I think that saying Magic Aids created Modern Humans is not technically correct. I think he did play a big role in innovating it and giving birth to the version that ended up being one of the better decks in Modern for a while after Ixalan. I mean, I'd actually pull up the article. I think it's kind of interesting. Because if you look at it, so here's the article. This was back in 2017. So if you look at it, there was like straightforward like aggro humans was a deck in Modern for a while. Then after that, there was a 4-color, which actually looks pretty familiar to where humans ended up. Champion of the Parish, Thalia's Lieutenants, Thalia's Mantis Riders, Reflector Mages. We collected companies build. Then there was this 5-color, kind of more aggressive version that had a lot of the pieces, but also had like Bushwhackers, some Burning Tree Emissaries, kind of a far less tuned version than where it ended up with. Then there was 5-color humans with Collected Company, which actually looks kind of a lot like where it ended up. And then then there was just kind of like very random build with Falcon and Wrath Aristocrat. Then we got up to this build, which is one Collins Mullins won with that was maybe card for card or very close to the one Magic Aids played. So there were innovations to the deck. Kitesail Freebooters, probably being the biggest one, Ether Vials over Collected Companies. But that was like October of 2017. How much different is it than like this deck from June of 2017? I mean, I think it was definitely innovation. Was it the first time anyone said, I should play Thalia's Lieutenant and Champion to Parish with a 4 or 5-color shell of humans? No. We're back. Driscoll, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. So, I don't know. I feel like trying to claim ownership over decks is really silly. I know, I've heard that, like, I don't know. I think it's a silly concept, so I try to, in general, avoid it. Because I think that Magic decks, even if you think you created a deck, and this is why even with like Mono Red Prison, which is one of the few decks where I actually feel like I had a major role in creating it for Modern, but I feel like there's, for one thing, it's a combination of Magic cards that anyone can play. So there's not really any ownership of it. And then, secondly, you just really don't know. Like, you don't know what other people are working on. A lot of the things, I think, gets really scary. I've heard people try to, like, I put Oxyvagonus in Dredge. And we're like, wait, no. No, you don't own Dredge because you put Oxyvagonus in it. Dredge has been a deck forever. As soon as, like, the second that Oxyvagonus was spoiled, everyone said, hey, that's going to be really good in Modern Dredge. You can't, that's just not how it works. You can't, you can't claim ownership for something like that. So my personal preference has been to just try to avoid, basically in general, saying like I made a deck or I'm responsible for a deck, and instead going with I popularized, like help popularize the deck or stuff like that. That is kind of my technique. Got to Diamond for the first time with Historic Elves. How has Historic Elves been going? Historic Elves for me has been really tough. That is one of the archetypes that I really want it to be good. Wait, discard a card, search for it, put in your hand. Does this do anything? This doesn't do anything, right? This is just... Okay. We will discard Fauna Shaman. We will get a Bone Crusher Giant. Why did they bring in Grafdigger's Cage? And even in some cases, I think... So one of them I remember is Zach Elsick. I always... When I say I'm an influencer of Mono Red Prison, oh no, I will never say influencer. I remember like Zach Elsick, and I always had a ton of respect. I still do have a ton of respect for Zach. I always really like Zach, and Zach made awesome decks. He works at Wizards now, but I remember Zach, and this was something I very much respected. The kind of the common narrative is that Zach created Lantern Control, which I'm sure you remember. Lantern Control went from being not a deck to being like a top tier deck, kind of took Modern by storm at one point. And Zach definitely, so a lot of people just say, oh, Zach Elsick created Lantern Control. Like that was just what people would say. But then if you actually ask Zach about it, he was always very clear that did he work on the deck and was he part of creating the deck? Yeah, but if you ever asked him, he would say, well, really, it was like a forum post on MTG Salvation, and there were a bunch of people working on the deck, and I'm the one that ended up, like, you know, doing the final tuning and putting up results, but it was really, like, a group effort with all of these people working on it, and that's kind of how I think most deck building is. Even with something like Mono Red Prison, which I do feel like I did a lot with, it was influenced by decks from the past. It was influenced by extended decks. Like, even if I was the first person to, like, kind of do it in Modern, and maybe I'm even wrong there. Maybe there's someone, I think that I am, but maybe there's someone that was already doing it before me and I didn't even realize it. Like, it very well could be, which is why I think it's best just to avoid, like, oh, I made this deck, or, like, some claim of ownership, especially since decks are for everyone to play. Like, that's the whole point of creating them. Like, if I do build a deck, it's because I want everyone to play it and have fun with it. Like, what's the point in building a deck if everyone was going to, if other people aren't going to, have fun with it? Canister definitely created an inverter. That might be true. Actually, I'm actually not sure that's true. I want to say the first time that inverter came up, it was an infamous small Japanese tournament. And Canister got on it early and like tuned it. I could very well be wrong, but I'm like fairly confident it was like a random Japanese player. It was a random Japanese player who like played a F&M or something with it. And then it got to Canister fairly early, and then Canister definitely had a huge role in popularizing, tuning it, etc., etc., etc. But yeah, that's why it's just so sticky. So I try to in general just like avoid it. And I don't think like, I don't know what the upside is. I guess like maybe an ego. Like it feels good to feel like, oh, I did this. I guess I could see that aspect of it, but I'm sure on the other hand, if you want to ask me about decks that I did create, there is a long list that I will claim ownership of. You've probably never seen anyone else play them. But if you want to go back in the annals of Against the Odds, let's see here. Let's see here. What do we claim ownership of? Eon Hub in Modern, probably the only person to ever do that. General Tazri's 5-color ally creature land combo family ban solution. I think that was probably all me. Um, holiday gift exchange with Immortal Coil. Yeah, I mean, not that not that those decks added much value outside of some entertainment, but yeah, Gideon Tribal is one of the against the odds decks that actually caught on a little bit. About it. Noblest of hierarchs. Yeah, Gideon Tribal was actually a thing for a minute. Show the inverter deck. I wonder how he did play inverter. That was a long time ago. That's one of the funny things about that's one of the funniest funny things about Against the Odds is if a really janky combo piece eventually becomes a real deck, there's probably a pretty decent chance that we played a bad version, a janky version of it at one point. I wonder. I don't even remember what our inverter deck looks like. I'll look it up. I'm curious. It had to be. It had to be switching. Oh no, it wasn't. It was. Oh, this was very different. All right, opponent gets in. Hits us for a bunch. Is this worth it? We lose both. Huh. Is this block... You think this block is worth it? Yeah, yes. Troll Worship. Troll Worship... So I think that Troll and Worship had been cards people had played together, but yeah, the Troll Worship deck, for a short time, was actually really good. It was actually, like, legitimately good in Modern, because the meta was just really soft to it. It was very much a meta game deck where no one was playing Enchantment Hate, and most of the top tier decks just didn't have a way to interact with it. So it was actually like a legitimate deck that you could like 5-0 with for a little while, but then the metagame adjusted to it. Troll Worship was basic. This was like what, 2016, 2017, but it was basically like Worship, which as long as you have it, you basically can't lose the game to damage. You just go to 1 life, but you have to have a creature on the battlefield. So it was Worship plus like Troll Ascetic, a Thrun, basically very hard to kill hexproof creatures. So the whole idea was the deck is you just like play a hexproof creature, play Worship. No one could kill Worship at that point because no one was playing sideboard cards to kill it. So then you just had like forever to to dirtle, and eventually, I think we eventually won by growing our stuff with Gavany Township, but we definitely had some hilarious games where we would literally go like 60 turns. It would go through the entire game and no one could kill each other. Do you have any ideas for budget Demonic Pact in Modern? All right, opponent passes. Steel Leaf Champion. Steel Leaf's actually decent. Steel Leaf can actually block. Steel Leaf can actually just block this General Kudro, which is good. So play Steel Leaf. I think Demonic Pact in Modern. I'm trying to think. I mean, Harmless Offering is kind of like the classic gotcha way. Like, add up a couple of choices and then give it to your opponent. Well, go attacking. Get our opponent to 16. I wish we didn't have this Eldritch Evolution in hand. That is adding risk to the equation. All right, 16. The best thing about this deck is no one thinks of 16 as an important number. Like, you think of 3. Oh, I don't want to go to 3 because that's lightning bolt range. No one thinks, oh, I better not go to 16 because they're probably going to Craggenwick Cremator and Impervious Greatwurm. No, that thought has never crossed a Modern player's mind. Not a single time. Any person in the history of the format. Well, I mean, we can cast it. We can't get a creature. But I would cast it and just sacrifice a creature to get it out of our hand if we had the mana for it, just to make sure we hit with Greatwurm. So we can cast it, we just can't actually get a creature with it. Alright. Well, sure. Opponent untaps. 1, 2, 3. I mean, this Fauna Shaman's not super important. We can chump with it at some point. We can also chump with Bone Crusher. We don't need more damage if we can pull the combo off. Opponent gets in for 5. We will take it, I think. Down to 6. Opponent passes. Ooh. Alright. Wow. Are we really doing it? Yeah, Cremator is super fun. Oh, it feels so bad to Eldritch Evolution, but I think we have to. We can only discard creatures. Wow, this feels so bad. It feels so bad. Opponent's gonna think we putted. Yeah. Alright. Pass the turn. All part of the plan. All part of the plan. Next turn, we're going for it regardless. We can bolt Kudro this turn. We want to wait. So the problem with bolting now is if our opponent top decks Mantis Rider, that is a bigger issue. So we want to wait until our opponent attacks, and then with the Exalted triggers on the stack, we can bolt it. Hopefully we draw a land or a 1-drop, then we win. If not, we got the 50-50 shot, which we've been going back and forth on all day. Oh. Well, Mantis Rider would be 6 in the air, right? Okay, so there's Mantis Rider. Yeah. Wow, this is so close. Opponent, combat. Can't crack the fetch. Opponent attacks. So now we do have to kill the Kudro. We go to 1. Oh, come on. Come on, Cremator. Come on. Drawing a land would be ideal. A land is the best. Then we just win. We go to 1. Oh, this would be sweet. This would be so sweet. Come on, land. Come on, land. Come on, land. Oh, come on. Come on. All right, well, this is the same. This is the same it was last time. It was Strangle Root and Imperious Greatwurm, and we discarded the Strangle Root. Well, all right. Oh, not again. Not again. Not again. Well, there's Cremator. Oh, 50-50. Please let us win one 50-50. Oh my! Ah! Wow! Oh! We have lost every 50-50. Oh! Oh, come on, deck. Oh, We would have at least had a winning record if we had won a 50-50, I think. But every time, like, yeah, I mean, it is true. We are traditionally not good at winning coin flips. We've seen that with Mirror March. Ugh. You know you can't rely on a deck that flips coins. Tell me about it. All right, let's just. I don't think we have time to do another whole league, but we can do a game. If you want to battle me, chat. Oh, someone's already in the queue. All right, I want to win a 50-50. I want to win a 50-50. So right now we're 2-3, but if we had won our 50-50s, we'd be at least 3-2. Why didn't you get a Mana Dork when you Eldritch Evolution? Opponent had Grafdigger's Cage, so we were just getting Eldritch Evolution out of our hand, so we would be able to... Yeah, we do. I actually, like, did the stats on it one time, and our most recent time that we played Mirror March, we did better. But, in general... I think I'm like 30, 36, 37% on winning coin flips over the sample size of whatever matches were in it. So playing against your sibling? Oh, that's cool. KTC combo. All right. Looks like some sort of Eldrazi and Taxes deck. I mean, we got the combo. If it gets Thought Knot Seared, it's less exciting, but we will. Stranglegeist. Kindle the Carnage. That is definitely a card that I have not really seen played. Kindle the Carnage. Discard a card at random. If you do, deals damage equal to card's converted mana cost to each creature. Repeat the process any number of times. That's definitely sweet. It's been a while since we played Swans. We're gonna have to go Swansing again at some point. Do you think Tome would let you run Mana Crypt? Ooh, maybe. Can you say the colors of your viewer submitted deck? The colors of my viewer submitted deck were red, black, and green. Jund. It was a Jund color deck. We are playing on Magic Online tonight, so we can play some modern action. Actually, chat, after this game, we haven't played much Magic Online lately. Boy, how... Yeah, we'll wait. We haven't played much Magic Online lately. Yeah, get in. So, if you would like to try to... If you would like to try to do a game of Momir to wrap up the stream after this match... I'm worried about Thought Knot Seared taking a combo piece, but we can't do much about it. Get on Magic Online, and we can end with a game of Momir. It's been a while. It's not Beard Tribal this time, Pabs. What does someone have to do to submit a deck? Just email. Yes, you can always email me, saffronolive@mtgoldfish.com. Also, I look at decks in the chat, although if it's something for like... Oh, no Thought Knots. No Thought Knots. If it's something for like a viewer submitted Commander Clash, it's better to email me so I have a hard copy. Because chat decks, they tend to come and go. I look at them, we talk about them, but a lot of them go off into the ether if they are not actually emailed to me by the end of the stream. More lands. Or else I would just end up with a million deck lists open at the end of the stream. Here's a troll deck for you. Let me send Tenchu. Oh, tomorrow's against the odds deck. Oh, so tomorrow's against the odds card. I spent so long working on this card. Tomorrow's against the odds card. Revel in Riches. All right, Tiki Man. After this match, we'll do a game. Tomorrow's deck is Revel in Riches. Boy, it took a lot of different iterations. The end result is pretty wild. Did I lose to negate? There might have been some gates along the way. I will say my first. So what it would, my first take was just like, okay, just like play wily goblins, play stuff that make treasures. I did not end up there. I ended up with something that is really not at all where I expected we would end up. It is a spicy deck. Is it a good deck? I don't know about that, but it is doing things. Can you play an Eldrazi deck with Wasteland Strangler and Delay? That sounds like it could be sweet. Oh, is that Batterskull? Ugh. That life gain's problematic. So many lands! So many lands. Bonet Bazes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, we're gonna put our luck to the test here. Now we have 66.7% chance. It's in our favor. If we don't win this one, then we're just officially cursed. How can this keep happening? Whoa! No matter what the math is, we whiff. we could have 7 cards in hand, and 6 of them could be Impervious Greatwurm somehow, and we would still discard the 7th card. We are definitely the fools. Math is once again betrayed us. Please splash back to run Uda's Prowler. A discard outlet is interesting. It would be nice if we could run one that. All right, opponent's gonna path. It would be nice if we could run one that was actually a good card. And we would find something that we actually. I mean, maybe like Seasoned Pyromancer or something. I guess that's like a looting effect, but still, something like Seasoned Pyromancer could be good. Is our opponent equipping this? Yeah. All right. Well, now we're on our backup plan, which is hoping we draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need 2 lands to be able to cast a Great Worm or 2 creatures. Wow, that was so bad. We draw. Alright, I guess you got us. Wormtron assembled. How do we not cremate it? Oh my goodness. Well, maybe every time we play a deck like this, I come away from it realizing maybe we're just not lucky enough to play decks with random effects. Maybe that's why all these new Hearthstone cards. We saw it with Muxus. We saw it in the Muxus stream. The same thing happened when we tried to play Muxus. We played against people with Muxus, and they were getting like 5 or 6 goblins. We would play Muxus. We'd get like a Skirk Prospector. We just don't have the luck. We don't have the luck. There's no spell swindling involved. Thankfully. Yeah, the problem is now that our opponents gain so much life, even if we 16 them, it doesn't matter. It's the beard's fault? Ugh. Ooh. I think I might rather be unlucky with a beard than lucky without one. Copperlight Gorge. Ed. Birds of Paradise. Go. Maybe we do an entire stream sometime where we just read old Magic cards. Bonet. the gnome list of hierarchs. Well, Copperline Gorge. Play a Strangleroot Geist. Go attacking. Hit our opponent. Bolt the Noble Hierarch. Go. Please save your money for buying Devil Masters VIP boosters if this is what you're like. Is like, I really want to though. I wanna do an opening. Oh, here's a good question for you, chat. Let's say I was gonna spend like a pretty big number. Let's say $1,000. Let's say I was gonna spend $1,000 on Double Masters specifically to make an opening video for the YouTube. Do you think it would be more entertaining to watch 10 VIP boosters open, or I guess it would be like 3-ish booster boxes? Yeah, that is the question. Oh, I guess that's true. You could get a box in VIP boosters. So you get box toppers with the boxes. The VIP boosters also have box toppers. Oh, we'll open so many cremators. VIP? That's what I was kind of thinking. I feel like 3 boxes is probably better value, but I feel like up of like 10 VIP boosters is probably a more entertaining video. Maybe. Well, I guess your birds are going to live this time, unfortunately. Steel Leaf Champion. Get in with Strangleroot. Hit ya. Opponent down to 13. Yeah, I guess a split could be interesting. Like, get a box and then, like, 6 boosters or something like that. What's your email so I can send this list? Ooh, Tronman, it is pretty easy. Seth or Saffron Olive, either one actually works, at mtggoldfish.com. So Saffron Olive at mtggoldfish.com, also Seth at mtggoldfish.com. Both go to the same place, so either one. Whichever is easier to remember. Don't give them money for VIP boosters. I honestly don't understand why people are... I still don't understand. To me, VIP boosters, it still feels like being upset some rich guy has a nice car and you just have a functional car. Like, I still really don't get the outrage about VIP boosters in specific. I feel like if you're gonna rate like boycott a product, or be upset about a product, to me, something like Secret Lair fetch lands, which don't really offer any value to hardly anyone, like to me that makes more sense, I think, than VIP boosters. But that's just me. Like, I don't really see what the big deal is with VIP boosters. Like, they're obviously ridiculously expensive, but we have lots of things that are ridiculously expensive. What do you think about set boosters? I don't think we talked about that. Like, what's the feeling on set boosters? I feel like set boosters is a step towards something we were talking about, which is Wizards going after this baseball card model. Hearing, I think this attack's fine. If they block with Thought Knot, we get to bolt it. They don't know we have a bolt because we just drew it. So we get to kill the Thought Knot. And our Strangleroot comes back. I feel like this is good value. Alright, pass the turn. Bonus down to 8. I feel like they're going towards the baseball card model. It's all the, like, 12% you'll get this instead, upgraded to this. We're heading towards it. We're heading towards the... You buy a pack. We should actually, I don't know how many of you know about the sports card market. Like, sports cards to me, I remember them when I was a kid. And I remember them being, whatever, a couple dollars a pack, whatever they cost. Maybe it was $4 a pack, whatever it was. And then the whole market crashed and all that stuff. So that's what I think of, is like sports cards, these like cheap somewhat crappy things that you would buy that had no real value. But now it is. I mean, I was looking at this. Like, here's an example. This is a company called Panini. I've been researching a little bit. Like, this is we're gonna have these in Magic. This is a 2-card pack. You get in this pack, which costs $150. You get 2 cards. One of them is a rookie autograph patch card, and then another one is a memorabilia card. So since this is hockey, memorabilia could be like a clipping of a jersey, I don't know, a chip off of someone's hockey stick, a piece of their hockey stick that they cut off. $150 for 2 cards. Like, this is where we're going. Like, this is going to be what Magic is heading towards, I think. And they have booster boxes. You can look up on YouTube. I don't know if they have them in stock at the moment. But you can see box openings of $2,000 boxes. Panini's not even like the super duper highest end one. But they have box crackings where everyone pays like $100 or $200, and they get one of the slots in the box, and then someone cracks open the $2,000 box and like spreads it out. Why would you pay $150 for a piece of someone's jersey? Collectability. I mean, I think that's it's someone else will pay you theoretically $200 for it, and it's collectible. And I don't know. I've never gotten to sports memorabilia. To me, that's not something that I do like sports, but I've never been really interested in the memorabilia aspect. Well, go to combat. Attack. Attack. Opponent blocks. Hits a Stone Forge, puts it into play. So we're a mana short from straight up winning. Batterskull can't be equipped, though. Alright, so we'll wait. We'll play Strangleroot Geist. Hope that we draw a land so we can win with... We're so close. I'm definitely expecting, though, that we're going to have Magic packs like that. So picture this. Picture the Double Master set list. However, instead of being mass printed, or this would be like the super duper double VIP, quadruple VIP. But picture this. Instead of the normal set, you get packs that have like 1 card in them. But the entire set has unique art, and that art is numbered like 1 to 5. There's only 5 pieces of each card made. So you know if you open a Mana Crypt that has this art and like some signature and all this crazy stuff, that there's only 5 of them in the entire world that were ever going to be made. And you're going to have to pay, I don't know, $500 to get a pack with 1 card in it. But if you open the Mana Crypt or the Jace that has this 1-of-1 art and has all this crazy stuff, it's probably going to be worth $1,500 or something. Like, that's what the sports card market has went to after being like overly flooded with products in the late 90s and like absolutely crashing. So I feel like, I mean, that's the Marrow's fingernails thing. Like, how do you do that in Magic? Like, what is the equivalent of a game-worn jersey for Magic? Marrow's fingernails. But I think that's where it's heading. Not that that's going to replace normal packs. I think it'll be like special stuff. And most of those sports cards companies, same way, you can buy the $4 pack and get just like 15 random cards. But if you want the super duper 1-of-1, blah, 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 it's an absurd amount of money. A piece, yeah. I want LSV's mustache with a signature. That LSV's cop stash during that one tournament. What am I? Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3. Eldritch Evolution. Sack Strangleroot Geist. returns Cremator. This time we can't lose. There's no loss here. Cremator, target you. And still didn't hit the worm, but we'll take it. It's still lethal. I've been trying to brew it historic while on vacation, but every match is Goblins or Field of the Dead. I hate saying this, but I feel like historic has already started to stumble a little bit. I was a little concerned with the focus on historic. I guess the good news is we got Amonkhet Remastered coming. We have a Pioneer Master set coming, so there'll be more shakeups. Wizards can ban things quickly. But historic, my experience has been similar to yours. My experience has been Goblins, Field of the Dead, and Wilderness Reclamation. Those are 3 decks that you play a huge percentage of the time, or I have played a huge percentage of the time. I feel like a deck like Goblins would be beatable if that was the deck that you were fighting against. The thing that makes it very difficult is the decks that are at the top of the metagame. Field of the Dead, ooh, there's our worm. Field of the Dead, Goblins, and Wilderness Reclamation. The ways you fight them are all very different. So the cards that you put in your deck to beat Goblins are going to actively make your deck worse, most likely, against Field of the Dead and Wilderness Reclamation. Or the cards that you play to beat Wilderness Reclamation, which is probably the toughest one to beat, I would say, out of those decks. That's the one that I think is just the best in the absolute sets. But the cards you would play to beat Wilderness Rec are going to make your deck worse, most likely, against Goblins, for example. So that is the hard part. Do I live in Rochester? I don't live in Rochester, but I do live in upstate New York. I mean, we got the worm and we have the cremator, so we're not super far away from potentially doing things. Opponent. I mean, even discard like Questing Beast to get a mana dork if we need to. Probably worth it. Opponent gets it, it's us. Should the deck play 1 Burning Tree Emissary? 1 Burning Tree is a weird number. Well, we will discard discard a Greatwurm. Get a Noble Hierarch. Actually, let's take birds. Get a Birds of Paradise. Play the land. Crack the land. We need the manas. Is this just a standard Gruul deck? No. This is a Craggenwick Cremator deck. The main goal of the deck is to... Hang on one second. Land birds. So what we're really trying to set up, and what we're actually not that far away from now, is we're trying to get to the point where preferably the only card in our hand is Impervious Greatwurm. 16/16. Craggenwick Cremator. We cast it. We discard at random our 1 card, Impervious Greatwurm, to deal 16 damage to our opponent's face. So that is the primary goal of the deck. That is what we are trying to set up. And the opponent's got Thought Knots here. Yeah, we might have to play this one fairly. Build it. I think the problem with Arena is there's so many decks I want to try and play, but never enough wildcards to do it. That has gotten way worse with Jumpstart. Jumpstart has been so tough to get. I've talked about this before, but I'm someone who spends like $100, $150, sometimes $200 a set Wish the stream was tomorrow because it's my birthday. Oh well, Elif, happy birthday. We'll be back on Thursday. That could be your unofficial birthday stream. Thoughts on Mishra's Bobble in this deck? I think that you need more synergies than having it just be a redraw and a look at the top card. So I would say no. I don't really see what synergies we have in this deck. But I'm somebody who spends like 100 and let's say 150 on average per set. So I get all the cards, so I can play the decks for streams and so forth. But that doesn't even work with Jumpstart, and it's not. It's almost impossible to get some of the cards I need to play with. So that's been interesting. Opponent gets in, hits us. Frustrating, more than interesting, actually. Well, there goes two of our worms, unfortunately. Now, play a land. Play Questing Beast. Go attacking. Well, I guess we're on the fair plan for the time being. Opponent blocks. We get to draw a card. Alright, Cremators for days. Pass the turn. Eldrazi Temple. Opponent's got a 1 card in hand. What is it? Mattery Shaper. Sure. Opponent, combat. Hits us. Down to 8. Yeah. Well, we untap. Play Steel Leaf Champion. Pass the turn. So we can discard a Cremator to get a worm. We still need a little bit more damage. Hey Seth, I've been playing best of 3 Historic with this deck. I got to Diamond. What do you think? Ooh, let me see. No cool. Wow, opponent top deck's Path. Impressive. One, two, three, 4. Alright, get a forest. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks. Well, we will block. Yeah, Path was a good draw. We will discard a Cremator. Get a Scavenging Ooze. See what our opponent gets. No whammies. All right, just a cavern. That is good. That is good. Jimmy Themo, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup tier for you. Thank you. There's a Cavern of Soul on whatever. Yes, I believe Monday stream should be back next week, Betty. Spoiler season will be wrapping up finally. So yeah, that is the plan. Play Scavenging Ooze. Play the Noblest of Hierarchs. Start the Eating. And this isn't the flashiest win, but we are in good shape now. Eat, grow the ooze. And pass the turn. We could draw a worm still. That is still a thing we could draw. Boat it. Plays a land, passes. Well, we will eat a Fauna Shaman, untap. Wooded Foothills. Crack Wooded Foothills. Thin the deck. Get a forest. One, two, three. So I think we want to Eldritch Evolution the birds. Get another Fauna Shaman. Go to combat, our opponent. Get him down low enough where Cremator can do it, and then we're a creature away from getting the worm. Opponent, down to 13, pass the turn. I just want to see the opponent win by forcing Goldfish to draw on the Cremator trigger. Oh, opponent, more lands. The Flood. Okay, any creature. Any creature wins it. Any creature. That's all we need. Opponent. Gonna get in and hit us. Sure, that's fine. We will eat a Noble Hierarch. We will eat a Birds of Paradise. We will eat a Impervious Greatwurm. Take our beats. Creature, any creature. Wooded Foothills. We'll play it. We'll crack it. We'll thin the deck. We'll get a Temple Garden tapped. We will pass the turn. We're going to draw this creature, and we're going to win with our combo. It is going to happen. I don't want to trample him. I want to worm him. That's what he came here to do. And plus, I complained about Kessig Wolfrun. I don't want Kessig Wolfrun to do anything. I need an excuse to gut it. Phone it. Blinks the ooze. Goes to combat. Attacks. Okay. Down to 4. We will eat a Cremator. Eat a Questing Beast. Untap. Fauna Shaman. Discard Magus of the Moo. Yes. Get our worm. Cast a Cremator. And what a way to go out. What a way. Craggenwick Cremator comes into play. Worm in hand. 16 to the face. And we got the GGs. Okay. That's what the deck is trying to do. That's the setup. Yes, we could have got him with Kessig Wolfrun, but that's what it's trying to do. So I mean, I think the deck is semi-competitive. Oh, Momir person. That game went a lot longer than I thought, but if you send me a challenge, we'd at least get it a best of one, Momir. So if you're still around, otherwise, if you're not, that's fine too. Thoughts on restricting cards in a format other than Vintage? I'm not a big fan of restrictions. I think it's overly complicated. So I feel like the Cremator deck, it's like semi-competitive. It can do some, hey, welcome, reading about it. Good to have you. So I feel like the Cremator deck, it's at least semi-competitive. You can get wins with it. The backup plan of like questing beasts and stuff is decent, so it's fine. I don't think it's like super duper top tier or anything like that, but it would be awesome if they played Thought Knot and took the Cremator. I know, that would have been so brutal. To wrap up tonight, if you haven't been here recently, or if you have been here for a long time, you probably know what we're doing. But if we get an extra minute at the end of streams, kind of like reading those janky cards earlier, try to get in a game of Momir. Probably people know what it is now because of Arena. Montug, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 3rd month. Thank you for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Momir is the randomest of Magic formats. Your deck is all basic lands, except you get this Momir avatar. Makes you start with 24 life, and once per turn it gives you the ability to pay X, discard a card, and you get a token, a creature token. That's a token that's a copy of a random creature of that converted mana cost. For example, our opponent paying 3 mana, they're going to discard one of their basic lands, which is their entire deck. They're going to activate Momir. They're going to get a random 3-drop from all of Magic's history. It happens to be Carrick Clan Stoker. Not very good. Second artifact, add 2 mana. If you had artifacts, it'd be really good because mana is really good in Momir. But yeah, this is kind of a tradition. If we get enough time at the end of a stream to sneak in a viewer Momir battle, and it's been a while because we haven't played much on Moto lately. Although we're gonna be playing more modern. I promise you. I'm back in the modern mood. So chat, give me your format. We're gonna have rotation in 6-ish weeks. So then we'll be doing lots of standard and whatnot. Hey, see you, Tenchu. Thanks for hanging out. Have a wonderful night. If you could pick just one format, give me one format that you would like to see the most over the next 6 weeks. I mean, it's got to be available in digital, but historic, modern, legacy, modern, legacy, legacy, modern, 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 historic, modern, tiny leaders, modern, modern, legacy or modern, penny. Maybe I got to do a special Penny Dreadful video at some point. I've not done Penny Dreadful ever. So it seems like modern probably number 1 so far. Canadian Highlander, that would be another fun thing to do over the summer while we're waiting for like standard and Pioneer to hopefully be shaken up a little bit. But it would be kind of fun to maybe I'll see about doing. Well, we'll see. We'll see if there's time. I also probably gonna go on vacation at some point. I was thinking I wanted to go on vacation this summer, but I try not to take vacation at all during spoiler season. I mean, I don't go on vacation much, period, but I definitely try to avoid spoiler season. So I wanted to not take it during Double Master spoiler season, but then I assume around like the 1st of September-ish, we should probably be starting Zendikar Rising spoiler season. So I'm probably going to try to take, oh my goodness. Wow, Nikia is so insane. So insane. So yeah, probably going to try to take vacation at some point in the next month. I mean, I don't know. I'm probably just going to go like camping or something. That's the downside, is it's like COVID. So it's not like I can really go do anything cool. But maybe go like camping. Ooh. My devotion to black's not very high. The problem is our opponent has a ridiculous amount of mana now. Opponent's gonna Emrakul us. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone hit Ikea. There's so many 5-drops. It's not very likely. But double mana is insane, and the drawback does not exist. Yeah, we're just kind of finishing up with a game of Momir. We did our cremating. Went to Vegas. How was Vegas? Is Vegas back open? Gonna head out backpacking. Hey, good game, Jesse Fuller Music. Yeah, sorry to make you wait an extra turn. I really wanted to get the cremator. We've been trying to. That's a Galta. Been trying to show off the cremator kill, and having horrible luck. Not hitting our worm, so instead of casting Wolf Running, I wanted to wait one more turn to see if we could actually get the combo kill we were going for. Well, get it with the Angel. Maybe our Flyers can race? Oh, yeah, maybe. This form is literally 0 skill intensive, right? Well, so it's less skill intensive, I would say, than other formats, but I wouldn't say it's 0 skill intensive. Most of the skill, there is some skill in like the lands you play, choosing what drops to make, because you're going to run out of cards eventually. So do you start curving out earlier and like cap at 7 drops, or do you skip drops earlier? What drops do you skip to get up to like 8 or 9 drops? So there is some strategy to it. On the other hand, it is very swingy. And a lot of the skill is playing the battlefield, almost like limited to some extent, where making good attacks and so forth. So yeah, I would say it's less skill intensive than most formats, but there is some skill involved and there is strategy to it. Also knowing like what drops can get you what things. Like if you need a sweeper, you're looking at like 8 mana is your best shot for hitting something that'll like bounce the entire board. 7 mana could give you like Platinum Angel. So what mana cost you go for depending on the situation matters. Yeah, I think we've been Galted and Emerald. That went pretty quick. Let's we might as well finish it out. MTG Good Moth Egg, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. Yeah, Nakia is definitely insane. If we dodged a fire, we had Xaxes. It was actually pretty close for our opponent having double mana. Mana is so good in Momir. Mana and cards. And actually, if you hit removal, if you hit repeatable removal, you just win basically. Hey, see you, Betty Bon. I'll see you on Thursday. Have a wonderful night. Oh, I'm so sorry. Soulstar, welcome to the Fishbowl. My apologies. Big apologies. Thank you for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. I go by the splash. So if the splash doesn't happen for some reason, I don't always hit it. Ooh, what do we get? Sinuous Vermin. When it becomes monstrous, it's a 5/5 with Menace. Well, I mean, I guess it's better than some 2 drops. It's not great. Kanda's Hatamoto. 2 mana, 1/2 Bushido. If you control Legendary Samurai, it gets +1/+2. I wonder if I'll ever return to Kamigawa. Kamigawa's, for me... So, Bushido, when it blocks or becomes blocked, alright. We'll just pass. Kamigawa, for me, I don't actually, like, care about the flavor that much. But it did have some cool mechanics. Like, I think ninjutsu, I think, is one of the sweetest mechanics that has never really been revisited. I guess outside of a couple of supplemental products, but ninjutsu is just like such a good mechanic. Bushido is kind of, I mean, I guess it also has some pretty meh mechanics. Bushido, it's fine. It's like, we've had a million mechanics like that though. There's so many like Boros-y, something with combat, makes your creature a little better. Like, we've had a million of those, so I don't think it's that exciting. I think Soul Shift is like a horrible mechanic. I really hate it. Ooh, Yuriko Ninjutsu. Yeah, Yuriko's very strong commander. Very powerful. More slivers would be sweet. I'm hoping that Zendikar gives us more allies. If allies keep getting more support, they might never be quite as cool as slivers, but they might actually end up being sliver level competitive, where at least you could like build a pretty decent, like we've played budget decks that have been decent with allies, but it would be sweet if like 5-color allies could be 5-color humans or something, where it was like a somewhat legitimate deck to play in some format. Bushido is very much like flanking. Probably, I guess, worse flanking, because flanking could just kill stuff, right? It was -1/-1 to the defending creature, or like to the opposite creature. So yeah, flanking was like more blowout potential. I like my basic lands. This one's a really good one. This Dan Frazier one, that flower. I like lands that have some unique aspect to them. Pote it. Like the plains with the cyclone. I think it's masks. That one's so cool. Like, so good. But this one, the flower really makes this one for me. I think the mountain's decent. I like the bridge. That's like goblin stuff, I think. The goblins lived in the mountain or something. Something like that in the Onslaught lore. Ooh. We will kill your Avenging Angel, I guess. Would you like to put it on top of your deck about it? Well, go to combat. Get in with the Haunt of Night Vale. Yeah, Deckmore Lancers was good. But Allies' objective was to fight Eldrazi. Do you think there would still be allies? It'll be interesting. The one thing that Mark Rosewater said, or one of the things he said during his like preview stream thing, was kind of what we'd been talking about. That Battle for Zendikar strayed a lot from what Zendikar was. Oh boy. Oh, Solotheros is really good. But our opponent doesn't need white mana to make it really good. Kind of strayed a lot, Battle for Zendikar did, from what Zendikar was originally about. And that Zendikar Rising, one of the big goals is to return to what Zendikar was originally about. That is one of their big goals of making it. So I think that means there's a shot that we see stuff like allies and whatnot. Because I associate allies with Zendikar. Even though, perhaps flavorfully, that was partly to do with Eldrazi, but I don't think horsemanship will ever come back. I would be surprised. I think horsemanship, I think that all the weird like portal mechanics were probably just mistakes. Like, I don't know. I don't know why. It's weird to me that they wouldn't just have flying. I know that Wizards was trying to make it more like culturally specific or whatever, but it seems like creating another mechanic for a small supplemental set, that's not something that Wizards would do today. I don't think. I don't think we'll ever see Shadow again either. I think Shadow was also arguably a mistake. I think it was a mistake. Like, I don't think you need multiple flying mechanics. I don't know what they add to the game. Like, what does having multiple versions of flying really? It's complicated, but it's essentially just flying again. So what do you? I mean, I guess it was functionally different in that everything with Shadow could only block other things with Shadow. Horsemanship was literally just flying, right? Horsemanship was exactly the same. Like, horsemanship creatures can block non-horsemanship creatures, but not back and forth. Think we'll see Shadow in Modern Horizons 2. There aren't really any playable Shadow cards, right? I feel like if our opponent ever draws a white source, we're probably done. Oh my god, Minion. Ugh. Oh, Minion's insane. Oh, this is bad. This is bad in many a way. Bounce Kraken? Gotta combat. Get in with Filigree Angel. I guess Lunar Elcor is at least, like, cubable. Opponent minions us. So Minion, pro black, being of your upkeep, 5 damage to you unless you sack a creature. If it deals damage, you tap it. So opponent's got to sack a creature, but they get to kill a creature each turn. And all they got to do is stay alive really until they hit white mana, most likely. And once they can start activating the Solotheros, then we are pretty bad. Pretty done. Do the Embrace is actually... That's a very commander playable card. I guess there are some commander playables. Do the Embrace, I think, is actually underrated in commander. I think that card's actually really good if you're playing some sort of Voltron-y deck. Because Shadow is like a really hard form of evasion. Even more so than flying, honestly. Well, pass the turn. Opponent gonna start attacking our lands. Well, we'll see. Opponent sacks. I guess what our opponent really wants is something that puts multiple bodies on the battlefield. Alright, Goliath Spider. And our mana going away means our creatures are getting progressively worse. And we're not especially close to winning. Yeah, well. Two can play at that game. Alright, well, minions all around. About it. Blows up a creature. Untaps. Sacks. Hey Seth, it's Bucket Man from the Tron game. Was awesome to play against you, even though it was a brutal loss. Good on ya. At least I made you play against Tron. Thank you, Bucket Man. That was sorry about the blowout, but yeah, that was one of the best performances for our deck. Good game. Oh boy. Well, now we're locked into the long and grindy Momir for the time being. Oubliette's phase out now. It's essentially exile, but it has been changed. Opponent gonna go attacking. We will trade. We will untap. We will sack the vermin. We will kill the dragon. We will make a 7. Well, I guess we're attacking. We don't have a choice. Here comes Ashen Monstrosity. Yeah, I guess there's some decent opponent kills it. There's some decent shadow creatures, but outside of like a little bit of commander play, they don't really see play. Opponent. Oh. Wow. All right. Done sacrificing things for the time being. Opponent makes a random dork, sure. Goes attacking. Yeah, we'll take it. Untap. Sack the sliver. We're still making 7s while our opponent's making 8s, which is bad. Thankfully, our opponent's not hitting good 8s. No, pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Yeah, I kind of Oubliette phage too. I've never hit a phage, and this is becoming a very strange game of Momir. About it. Down to 11. Makes a... Ooh, alright. Symbiotic Worm's a good one for our opponent. Our creatures are slowly getting whittled down. Yeah, well, kill the Trampler, I guess. Ooh, yeah, opponent, that Symbiotic Worm, having more mana might actually get our opponent there. If we're going to phage, we're going to have to phage quick because we're running out of time. We're going to die to our minion. Yeah? Yeah? Oh, that symbiotic worm is so insane here. That's so much fuel. Opponent can even kill it with their own minion? Crowd favorites. Yeah. Good game. Good game. Good game. I don't think there's an out. Symbiotic worm. Yeah. Good game, good game. Thank you for the match, Aerodus Nest. Yeah, symbiotic worm coming through in spades. And oh my goodness, everyone. I think that brings us to the end of our stream for tonight. We got to Momir. We got to cremate people. Find out that it's not actually the worst card in all of Double Masters, even though it might be the least valuable. Anyway, reminders on the way out the door. We will be back on Thursday. Until then, replay YouTube. That's where you can find the old streams. Normal YouTube. Content going up tonight. Spoiler videos tomorrow. Sweet Modern Against the Odds tomorrow night. Budget Magic in Standard went up last night. Keep it out for all that. One more reminder that our sponsor tonight is Card Kingdom. And if you need some magical cards, you get them at cardkingdom.com. They got Double Masters for pre-order now. You can even get a free Scoop Soldier sticker. Just let them know you want one. Most importantly, thank you to all of you. Y'all are amazing and awesome, and I love you all. Thank you so much for hanging out, talking old Magic cards, playing Magic. We'll be back on Thursday to have more fun. Until then, have an amazing night. Have an amazing Wednesday. I'll see you Thursday, and yeah, talk to you soon.